It's time for Hartley Hawks football. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Bob Boyd Auto Family. Come experience the Bob Boyd difference. Hutta and Price Orthodontics, love that smile. And TAT, Columbus's oldest Italian restaurant. Now we put you on the 50-yard line for Hartley Hawks football.
Welcome to Jack Ryan Field, the place the Hartley Hawks haven't played for a couple of weeks. However, tonight they return home with a chance to win the CCL title. I'm Bob McElligott. St. Francis Desales is here tonight, and the Hawks and the Stallions played one other time this year, with Desales getting a fourth-quarter touchdown to beat Bishop Hartley by the score of 24-21. It was Jonathan Thompson that ran for a long touchdown that put Desales on top. Now, at that point, Desales had control of the CCL, but then they went out and they lost to Bishop Watterson in double overtime, and that's what has brought them back into a tie atop the league with the Hawks. If Bishop Hartley can win this game tonight, they will win the CCL title as they get prepared for the first round of the playoffs, which, by the way, is going to be in 2 weeks because both of these teams have drawn a first-round bye in the state playoffs. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little later on. But right now, take a quick break and come back with the head coach of the Hartley Hawks, Brad Birchfield. This is Hartley Hawks football.
Gahanna Auto Sales' family-owned and customer-first approach takes the frustration, runaround, and high-pressure sales out of the car buying experience. Let Gahanna Auto Sales earn your business on your next car purchase. Check out their large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs at GahannaAutoSales.com or visit Craig and Kyle in person at 180 Mill Street in Gahanna. Gahanna Auto Sales, how the car buying process should be.
A huge game on the line tonight for both of these teams. Plenty of bragging rights are in play here this evening. Desales beat Hartley a couple of weeks ago. They hadn't beaten them in the 3 previous tries, so they are going for a season sweep, and the Hartley Hawks are looking to split the season series and win the CCL title all at the same time. Earlier this week, I had a chance to catch up with the head coach of the Hartley Hawks, Brad Birchfield, and one of the things that we talked about a lot is running backs. They're going to be important in this game, and how does he handle his stable of running backs?
It's funny, as running backs, everybody wants the ball. And you have always, through the years, you've had those 3-4 guys that you can just rotate in and out, and they share the ball. Yes, one guy might come out at the end of the night with more yards or more touchdowns than the other guys, but it seems like it really is a group effort back there. When it comes to coaching and sharing that responsibility, how do you and your staff approach that as far as it being a team effort, no matter who gets called upon to go into the game and carry the ball at any time?
Well, it's sold. I mean, there's a couple things. So obviously Chris Sawyer's offense coordinator, he's got 100% autonomy over the offense. And he about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, he started every practice is multiple backs are involved. So he's got 2 groups minimum, maybe 3 groups that are always rotating every single play. And he's kind of categorized that for them. And it's been tremendous. And I know some people would be, maybe Sumo Marcellus might be better power runners, and Trey and Niall might be better on the perimeter. And those things may or may not be true, but we're running the same things with all of them. We're not packaging them, because I think Chris does a great job of, we have no idea what people are going to do against us, no idea of how people are going to defend us and how people are going to play us. And so we got to be able to adjust somewhat quickly, and don't know who's going to get the ball, whose night it's going to be. And I think we sell that to the kids all the time, and they understand that. And honestly, they have more ownership of it, because they know that if they block well, they're going to get more touches, they're going to get more opportunities, and they know that their time's going to come. It is a different animal as the years have gone on. We used to play teams that were not near as well coached, frankly, and we could kind of go in and say, we're going to run this, and they're not going to stop it. Now that's not the case. Every team we play is really well coached, and they're going to be able to stop what a lot of the things they're planning on stopping something, maybe a couple things that we're doing, and we've got to be able to adjust off it.
Now, you do have to make adjustments on your line this week because, you get to game 6 here. There are going to be injuries along the way, and you did have one on the line, didn't you?
Yeah, James Crenshaw looks like he's going to be out for the year, and he's worked his behind off and done a great job and really bought into being a great offensive tackle for us. And, it's heartbreaking. I don't like injuries. Nobody does. But it is week 6, and playing good people, it's going to be brutal. So Isaac Asedu, who's our extra tackle when we went unbalanced, and we has done a good job for us, done a great job for us. He'll be in there. We knew he was going to be a great player, and it's time to go. And he did a great job in the second half last week. Like I said, he was a key cog and just grinding them away and not letting them stop us. So we're excied about that. We worked hard with him, and it really is evidence. We got a lot of good players. Obviously, when you put them up there on the big stage and force them to do it, I think that's the greatest motivator of all.
Sumo Kessley left that game. It looked like he was hobbling on that ankle once again. It was an ankle injury that kept him out earlier in the season. Is that something that you're just going to have to watch kind of game by game as you go along here and kind of play it by ear with him? Because I know sometimes those ankle injuries, they just don't go away. Sometimes they just need a lot of rest, and you don't have a lot of rest time.
Yeah, he got hit on it, so that was more of it. He didn't twist it this time. He got hit on it, and he looks good so far this week in practice, but we've got to be ready at all times for a couple reasons. We can't spend him during at any one point. We're going to need him for a long stretch run of the season. Obviously, we're playing for a CCL championship this week. We got to go, and then the playoffs, it's win or go home. So you're going to have to go then. But yeah, I mean, he was held out. I think he probably could have gone in the game if we would have wanted to later, but we were in pretty good shape with what they were trying to do. With him, Anthony Murphy did an unbelievable job in there. He's going to be a great player for us. Obviously, he's not as big and strong as Sumo, but he's got great speed, and his effort is just unbelievable. So he gives us a great lift in there as well. But yeah, Sumo looks like he's going to be okay. He's had a great week of practice, running. Everything's been good.
All right, you mentioned you have a chance to win the CCL championship this week. The only team that you lost to in the league is Desales. They beat you a couple of weeks ago. It was late in the game. They score a touchdown. Normally, you have to wait until next season to get that opportunity. But here you are playing them for a second time this year. And to be in the driver's seat and control your own destiny, that's a great feeling as a team, isn't it?
It is, and we have great respect for Desales, know how good they are. But I say this because a lot of people have talked about the rematch. Like, we don't have new plays. I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt. Like, we're going to try to run power, and their defensive ends are going to try to close it down, and we've got to kick them out. We did not kick them out last time, and we've got to do a better job. So it's as simple as that. I think I said that on 820 the other night, that we gave it our best shot last time, and it was just not quite good enough. We've got to show that we're getting better. We got to show that we're able to do things better. And, I remember after the game to Chris, I said, hey, we got anything back the second time? He's like, nope, that was what we had. And that's the truth. Now, listen, it's our job to get the kids better. And we got another opportunity to see if we're better. I mean, that's simply what it's going to be. We're either going to be better or not. Where Desales is good is where we try to be good as well. Where Desales may not have as much experience, we don't have as much experience. So it really is not a not a matchup where it's good versus not good. It's going to be good versus good all the way through.
Now, the first time that you played them, Nicky Pentello was the quarterback. They spread it out. He's a good option quarterback. He runs the ball well. Quintel Quinn, he's coming off a 4-touchdown game against St. Charles last week. You know what he is. But at the end of the day, it was Jonathan Thompson that was able to beat you. He got 2 scores in that game, including the one that put them on top to win the game. So is that kind of what you're talking about, too? They have multiple weapons that they can throw at you. Sure, and they're a little bit like us. They don't do a whole lot, but what they do really well, and they put us in conflict with what they do. The 2 running backs are really good. The last play 21 made, running buck sweep, it haunts us because our effort was not great, to be frank with you, and it was not comfortable the next day talking it with the kids. We need to do a better job. I mean, we need to do a much better job, fundamentally from there. Those running backs are really, really good, of course. Thompson and Quinn are really good players. But Marcellus and Sumo and Niall and Trey and Rich, they're really good players too. And Dylan, I'm sure I'm missing people. I don't mean to. Sherrod, they're really good players too. So our good players have to be better than their good players. Whit Hobgood played for them at quarterback last week. A couple of weeks ago when we talked about their team, you talked about it could be Pentello, it could be Hobgood, and how different the offense is when it really depends on which guy's in there, right? Yeah, but they've done a little bit more with this Hobgood, this number 6. They're running the same stuff they were running with Pentello. He's more of a power guy. He's a big, strong, physical kid. Pentello, man, he could go from one end to the other end, and that brings a different dynamic to running the same option plays that they are. That's a big challenge, too. We went from 5 wide, spread, throw it. I mean, they got a chance every time to come down with the ball, and this week it's an option game. So
it probably, they lost to Watterson, week 4, and that probably had a little bit to do with it. They went from us, which was kind of a double wing idea, to playing a spread, and Watterson took advantage of it. I'm worried about the same thing reverse.
What about the challenge for the defensive backs, not only controlling that running game, but as we saw the last time you played them, if you commit a little bit too much to the running game, they can get a guy behind those corners and they can beat you with a deep pass.
Yeah, he's a great player, number one. He's a really good player. We got to do a better job on him. I mean, we didn't challenge him enough last time, and he made a great play, and the quarterback made a great throw on that as well. We've got to do a better job challenging him. I thought Rich did a great job challenging him later in the game too. I thought he battled, and we're going to expect to see the same kind of battle. I know they're going to try to throw it up to him and let him go make a play, and he's made some plays in critical situations.
Can you believe the regular season's over already? And not only it's over, but the caliber of games that you have had to play in these 6 regular season games.
I was thinking about this. This is usually when the CCL starts, and now the CCL is ending. And it is interesting. It's been great. Listen, I'm knocking on wood, and I'm praying every day that things continue to be as they have been. If you'd have told me this in July, we talked. This was not going to happen. There was no chance of this happening. 0 chance. And I'm never going to say 0 now. I guess I'm going to be 1%. But it's come through, and it's a credit to all of our schools within the diocese and all the schools in the state of Ohio who have taken protocol serious. It's honestly a credit to the Ohio High School Athletic Association. I know they day to day they're maligned or glorified, right? And they should be in this. They should be glorified and respected because they put together a tremendous plan that I think fits everyone. We're going to play in the playoffs, and that's going to be exciting. Thursday at 2:00, the playoff bracket's going to come out. Can you imagine how much excitement that's going to be? I'm worried about the broadband in the state of Ohio with that. I mean, it's going to be awesome, and that's what everybody's going to talk about and focus on. It's going to be really cool, and not just cool for Hartley, who is a traditional playoff power, but it's going to be cool for all those schools who have not been in the playoffs very often, and they may get they may get crushed at some point down the road, but they got a chance to win their first playoff game in school history, probably the way it looks like the rankings in some of the other divisions besides Division I, against a team of their caliber. I think it just fits everybody. And if they get beat, they can play other games and have the excitement for the rest of the season. I just think this is awesome. I'm really proud of the plan that everybody – this is all Ohio High School Athletic Association. Nobody else had any influence, and obviously the governor's office. I'm really proud of the people that govern us, to be frank.
That is Hartley Hawks head coach Brad Birchfield. When I come back, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Stallions of St. Francis Desales and what the Hawks are in for with this matchup tonight. This is Hartley Hawks football.
Being a Catholic is more than just going to church or saying your prayers. It's a way of life and a way of being. You've always been driven to do what's right for your family, for your community, and for your Catholic faith. And now there are so many ways to give and support your faith. How do you know what direction is the right one? You start right here with the Catholic Foundation. We are parish-based, dedicated to helping our Catholic community, and have been providing families and individuals with trusted expert philanthropic services since 1984. We connect donors to the causes they care about and can create custom giving plans based on your needs and lifestyle. We make giving a realistic and easy option. Here's how it works. You make a gift of cash, stock, or other assets. You get an immediate tax deduction, and a fund is created and invested for a cause. The foundation serves as a guide, helping you navigate your personal philanthropic journey and connecting you with ways to impact the things you are most passionate about. Your gift can be used to continually support schools, parishes, and other nonprofits. The fund is invested wisely and strategically according to our Catholic values and beliefs for maximum impact. We can even work with your current trusted advisor to invest the fund. You choose to give now or later. Giving is a lifelong journey that includes your entire family and creates a legacy of giving that lasts for generations. Your fund's ongoing financial benefits to the Catholic faith will continue your philanthropic journey no matter where it takes you. So talk with the Catholic Foundation today to see how you can change tomorrow.
We're just about ready to start this CCL title matchup game here at Jack Ryan Field. The Hawks and the Stallions. The last time these two teams got together, Desales was victorious. It was Jonathan Thompson with 2 touchdown runs. That was the big difference. But Quintel Quinn went over 100 yards rushing in that game. He's also coming into tonight's game after last week scoring 4 touchdowns and rushing for over 100 yards. Now, one difference in this game, Nicky Pentello was the quarterback the first time around. He has been injured. Whit Hobgood, the senior quarterback, who is a little bit different in style than Pentello, is expected to get the playing time here tonight. So what can the Hawks do with him? How can they handle this Stallions offense here this evening? And again, for Hartley, it's going to be about getting the running game going, making the blocks, and finding room for their running backs, no matter who is carrying the ball at any point in time. Coming up next, Matt Barnes will join me, and we'll bring you this CCL title matchup game between the Hartley Hawks and the Stallions of St. Francis de Sales. This is Hartley Hawks football.
Bob Boyd Auto Family in Lancaster treats the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. You have high expectations and specific needs when buying a car. Bob Boyd enjoys the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow Bob Boyd Auto to demonstrate their commitment to excellence. They have an experienced sales staff eager to share their knowledge and enthusiasm with you. Browse the inventory from anywhere by going to bobboyd.com. While you're there, schedule a test drive and check out financing options. Come experience the Bob Boyd difference.
Welcome to Hawks football. I'm Bob McElligott alongside of Matt Barnes here tonight as these two teams get together for the second time in 3 weeks. Matt, we were there just 3 weeks ago at Desales when it was the Stallions that scored a fourth quarter touchdown that led them to a 24-21 win over the Hartley Hawks. Instead of having to wait a year, not only do you get them a second time, but you get a chance to win a title.
And how great is this, too, that you do this right before you get a nice week off and the playoffs begin. No better way to go into the playoffs with a little momentum than beating your rival, winning a championship, and getting a little revenge at the same time.
Now, the thing is, both of these teams are better than they were 3 weeks ago. No question about that. Desales was in the driver's seat when they beat Hartley in that game, and then they lost a double overtime game the next week to Bishop Watterson. That's what set this up.
Absolutely, and then Hartley obviously got it done against Watterson last week over there off of Cook Road. So, yeah, that's what's going to make this game so much fun is that, Hartley had 2 weeks to stew about that DeSales loss. There were a lot of turnovers in that game. It was kind of a back-and-forth affair. Could have gone either way. This one's going to be interesting because what did you learn from the first matchup?
Well, let's talk about that a little bit because I think tonight we're going to see a battle of running backs. Quintel Quinn, who has been outstanding for DeSales so far this year, over 500 yards on the ground in this very short season. And Marcellus Parker has really come on in the last 3 weeks.
2 big running backs, tough to take down. It's going to be a defense's nightmare trying to get these guys to the ground. But that's the thing. If you're both these offenses, you want to get the run game going. It keeps the clock rolling, keeps the ball in your hands. Boy, and if you're Quintel Quinn, I know he kind of had a rough start at that game, but boy, he kind of turned it on the second half. Good chance for him to get started early on this one. And Marcellus Parker, he's got other guys who can run it, but, boy, he wants to rock.
Yeah, no doubt about that. 3 keys to this game. First of all, let's start with DeSales. They've got to force some short series here. A couple of 3-and-outs. They can't let those 8 and 9 minute drives happen.
And that's Hartley's. That's their quality play, right? They're not going to throw the ball a ton, so they're going to run the ball those 5-6 yard chunks at a time. DeSales clearly wants to get them to get 3-and-out, get the ball back in their offense's hand, and that's where they're deadly.
And we talked about Marcellus Parker and the other running backs, but Hartley's got to get the running game going. During the pregame show, Coach Birchfield talked about the fact they didn't get the kick-out blocks in that first game. Niall Johnson was a guy, he loves to get to the outside. Trey Saunders is the same way. Get to the outside, pick up big yardage. They didn't have that consistently happening.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, you saw those jet sweeps to the outside, getting 2 or 3 yards. DeSales did such a great job spreading them out wide, get him to the sideline instead of up the field. That's where Hartley's got to do a better job blocking. If they can do that, they're really really, really good. Getting the ball or getting it to the outside with their speed, they can go a long way.
And then at the end here, this is for both teams. This key, give it everything. It's a championship game, and both of these teams, they come out, the playoff brackets came out this week. They came out just yesterday, actually, and Desales is number 1 in the region. Hartley is number 2. They both get a bye week.
Absolutely, yeah. So it doesn't matter. I mean, here's the thing. Hartley's number 2 because Desales beat them in week 1. Here's your chance to prove to all those coaches, hey, we actually should have been the number 1 seed. Doesn't matter once the playoffs begin. But yeah, when you have a CCL championship, and this will be an outright, we're not tying anything here, it's an outright CCL championship, you're going to bring everything you got.
That's right. There will be no sharing of a title in here. Somebody's going to win it, and somebody is going to lose it. I think the quarterback matchup is going to be pretty interesting tonight because the first time these two teams played, Nicky Pentello was the quarterback. They spread it out on the field. He's a good runner. He's a good option quarterback. He's now hurt. So Whit Hopgood, senior quarterback, has taken over. I know they're trying to run the same thing, but this will be a different look for the Hawks, different quarterback look.
I can't imagine Pentello or Hopgood being as dynamic as Pentello was. I know he was only a sophomore, but the decisions he made on when to pull it down and go, and with the run-pass option they had, he was just really dynamic. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Hopgood does his first time playing this Hartley defense, which will get after you, Daniel Tucson among them. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, this is the kind of game that you kind of prove that you deserve that starting spot.
And Peyton Underwood has been, well, he's been really good.
Yeah.
You know, we've watched him grow a little bit over these first 5 games. He has a touchdown pass. Well, he doesn't have one in each game, but he's got 5 in 5 games. And he came up with a couple of big ones last week.
And that's the thing. Yeah, last week he had some big ones, and then even the Desales game, we saw him kind of growing, and I think that's going to be big for him. The ability to throw the ball down the field, perfect weather tonight. Don't have to worry about that at all. If they can throw the ball down the field, really opens up the run game. There's the threat of that because Desales, the first time they played, had everyone in the box forcing Hartley to throw it. They did a few times, and it looked good.
And, well, Hartley did get beaten up on the line a little bit. They're going to have a sophomore playing at right tackle here as Isaac Acedo is going to make the start here because of injury, but they like him. He's a sophomore, but he's 6'1". He's 275 pounds. Matt, he fits the bill when it comes to the physical play.
Yeah, especially when all you're trying to do is just get to the outside, let those running backs, you know, with their speed, get by the defender. So, yeah, if he can just get in the guy's way, and at 275 pounds, I think there's a good chance he can do that. But that's going to be big. Those outside blocks are huge for the Hartley run game.
And the reason he's in there is because James Crenshaw got hurt last week. He's a junior, and he is going to be out for the remainder of the season. So that's an unfortunate situation there. But the Hawks are going to have to overcome. Yeah, that's what football is all about. That's what every sport's about, but especially football. And if you can get to week 6 and you haven't had significant injuries to your key players, you're pretty lucky.
Exactly. You're seeing Desales have to do with it at quarterback. Hartley's going to have to do the same thing on the offensive line. Here we are, week 6 in a season that we didn't know was going to happen. It's been all kind of craziness. Yeah, I mean, you're going to need good depth. And, you know, this is Division III football. A lot of guys playing both ways. So if you have a guy that can come off the bench and give you some good minutes, give you some good plays, you're definitely going to be one of the better teams.
Well, the Hartley Hawks are going to kick off to start this game, and they like to do that. They especially like to do it at home. They like to get the defense on the field first and see if they can establish themselves defensively. And in a championship game, if you can go out and do that, you can set a tone. That's what they'll try to do here.
Absolutely. And, you know, here's the thing. It's all about the turnovers early here. Which team's going to come out with their composure, get the momentum early? We saw the last game, it went back and forth. Let's see which team gets the lead first, so it maybe tries to get that 2-score lead. Neither team got a 2-score lead in the first matchup.
So the teams hit the field and finally get ready to go here. Ryan Hawk getting set for the opening kickoff. He'll kick it away from his own 40-yard line. Quintel Quinn is back deep at his own goal line for Desales to take this opening kick. This regular season comes to a close here tonight. A beautiful autumn night. It is cool. It'll get cooler as it gets darker here tonight. There's no doubt about that. Still a far cry from week 1.
Yeah, normally we're talking regular season finale. It's late October. We don't know what the weather's going to be. Here we are, first weekend in October. I'll take this.
Yes, this is not bad at all. Ryan Hawk finally through the routine and ready to send the ball in the air to get this game underway. CCL championship game tonight. Bishop Hartley, St. Francis Desales, and this one is underway. The end-over-end kick. Quinn will take it at the 4. Looking for blocks up the near sideline, and he is going to be tackled at about the 26-yard line. Nice job getting in there by Eric Thompson. He's the first guy to make contact on the tackle, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Stallions.
And as we mentioned at the top, Quintel Quinn's the guy that I would just start start running immediately. Let's see if that Hartley defense is up to the task of taking him down. He's the kind of guy that can wear a defense down. Don't get flashy here. Just run the ball.
Quintel Quinn, 560 yards on the season and 9 touchdowns coming into this game. As Whit Hobgood, quarterback, is out there getting set to run this offense. Hobgood doesn't throw it very much. It's 24 of 72 on the season. He's just going to try to manage the offense, and Quintel Quinn gets hit behind the line of scrimmage. Good penetration by the Hawks. And the guys that were in there, Travis Bowie was the first guy in. He was followed by Deontay Hubbard.
Yeah, the right tackle didn't have a chance. Bowie got right around him, and Quintel Quinn, I think he was trying to jump over him. Kind of tough to jump over a 6'4", 220 senior. Nice job by Travis.
So it's a loss of a couple of yards, second down and 10. Hobgood handing it off again. Quinn's going to find the room on the left side. Takes on Sunderland, trying to wrestle him out of bounds, and he will. It's going to be close to the first down marker, but just a little bit shy. He'll get up to the 35-yard line. That's going to leave a second down, and should have about a yard and a half here.
That's a pretty good job by Sutherland, though, because that was one-on-one tackle. Had to make that. Quintel Quinn, not an easy guy to bring down, so doesn't bother to. Just pushes him out of bounds, keeps him to a third down here.
An important third down with Desales in their own territory. They're going to hand it off again, and this is going to be a first down as Quinn gets up to the 40-yard line. They'll place the ball at the 41, first down and 10. Nice recovery from the Stallions after that first play from scrimmage when they lost a couple of yards.
Well, you're already noticing Desales, instead of the first matchup where they were about 3 or 4 wide every time, Pentello had the opportunity to hand the ball off to Quinn and then scramble. This time, much more tight formations, only one man out, and they're just handing the ball off, letting their O-line get the blocks. Hartley obviously has time to adjust to this kind of new formation they didn't see in the first matchup.
Hobgood handing it off, and again, Quinn looking for running room left side. Finds a little bit and is slowed down. He's going to pick up about 3 as he'll get out to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it's about the game we thought we'd see, when you have a quarterback that doesn't throw the ball much and doesn't have the same running ability that Pentello does. You're seeing Hobgood just willing to hand the ball off to his running back, and Quinn obviously willing and ready at all times to take it right up the hole and hit somebody.
Yeah, when you got a guy like that, you're always comfortable in handing the ball off. Again, pistol formation. They give it to Quinn. Looks to come to the right side, and he is hit. He does fall forward for a couple of yards. He'll still be about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, though.
Good group tackling by Hartley. Obviously, everybody just getting to the ball. But again, I'll be interested to see when and if they're willing to throw the ball maybe here, maybe surprise Hartley. They're in the part of the field where maybe on fourth down you go for it anyways. You think Quinn's going to be able to pick up 2 yards.
Hobgood getting the signals from the sideline. Quinn in there, taking the football again, bouncing to the left side, and he is going to be tripped up. He's right near the first down marker. I think they're going to give it to him, and they do.
Yeah, it looked like Daniel Tucson had his ankle there, but he kind of wrestled out of it and had just enough forward momentum to dive forward for that yard to get the first down. What's that, 6 plays, 6 runs, all by the same guy?
Yeah.
Think another game plan.
And there's, I can't think of any reason that you would go away from that game plan right now. Now, while it's working, let's see what they do here. Hand it off to him again. He misses that first wave, but still only gets to the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Hawks to just jam up the middle and take down Quintel Quinn.
Great job. The linebacker blitz there. Couldn't see who it was, but it completely jammed up the play. He had nowhere to go. The D-line was already right there to wrap him up when he got to the line of scrimmage.
Travis Bowie was one of the first guys in there on that tackle. Second down and 10.
And I think if you're Hartley, this is what you want. You want these second and longs, the third and longs, force Desales to really make a decision on throwing the ball. And again, Hobgood's not the guy that's going to run the ball like Pentello, so put it in his hands to throw it.
If they are going to throw it, Jordan Johnson is a guy they look for a lot. Here's Quinn. He gets hit behind the line of scrimmage again. Fights his way back to the line. Maybe gets a half yard on that. But it's, again, a good job by the Hawks. They get the penetration in the early hit.
Yeah, that was, again, I think that Daniel Tucson in there, and there were some other guys in there too. I think actually Marcellus Parker was in there as well. As a running back takes on the other running back. Obviously, Parker playing linebacker. So, again, this is the exact down distance you want if you're the Hartley defense. Third and long. What does Desales do here?
I mentioned Jordan Johnson. He is lined up out to the right, one-on-one coverage with Richard Kenny. Now Sumo Kesley kind of sliding over maybe to help out a little bit in that area.
First time we've seen 4 wide receivers in their formations.
Hobgood wants to throw, and he looks left, and he's got time, plenty of time, trying to direct traffic. Now he has to throw the ball away, as that was good coverage down the field by the Hartley Hawks.
A late flag thrown in from the back judge, and looks like the initial signals pass interference on the offense. So looks like Hartley is going to get that third down stop. It's a very late flag, though.
And the ball, really not really a catchable ball. The penalty is against Desales, and Hartley will decline the penalty, and that'll force the Stallions to punt the ball.
Well, good job by Hartley. Again, what you need to do is get them in third and long, force Hobgood to throw the ball, and boy, you can see the way he was backpedaling. He was just hoping and praying that someone would get open, but even if so, what a tough throw that was going to be on the, trying to backpedal like he was. So nice job by the Hawks. Good chance here to get a good return here.
Nathaniel Wallace-Dilling, the punter. And he puts this one in the air. The Hawks are going to let it bounce. Rolls toward the end zone. And Desales, did they get to it before it got to the goal line? Yes, they did. Down the ball at the 3-yard line, so that turns out to be a good punt for the Stallions. And the Hawks will start deep in their own territory.
Nice rugby-style kick by Desales. Out there, guys. Get down the field and don't blame the returner for not wanting to pick that one up. But nice kick coverage there by the Stallions. It'll be a long field for the Hawks.
Sophomore quarterback Peyton Underwood ready to run this offense. Talked about Peyton right before the kickoff here today and how he has grown as a young quarterback, a guy that came up very familiar with this system. His brother played here. He knows what it's all about, and he has been ready to step into this job, and he's got a nice body of work going so far for him this year.
If you weren't sure, this game's on television, which is why we have these nice awkward timeouts. So give these guys a break as they get ready for the first offensive play. But yeah, I mean, Peyton, I thought against the Desales game, his first time in what I could consider a really big road game. I thought he played pretty well. Obviously had a couple turnovers, but boy, the way he threw the ball, especially at big times, finding Richard Kinney down the field, I thought he composed himself very, very well. So we'll see how he does this one. He shouldn't have any of those jitters when they need him to throw the ball. I don't see it happening on this situation right here. Try to get out of the own end zone and try to get 3-4 yards.
Yeah, he and Richard Kinney have become quite a duo in hooking up in passes, especially touchdown passes. But as you said, you're in the shadow of your own goal line right now. It's all about getting out of there. And that's what they'll attempt to do here. First down and 10, first offensive possession of the game for the Hawks. Underwood hands it off. And stepping up the middle and getting all the way out to the 9-yard line, Marcellus Parker.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better play right there if you're the Hawks. Good 6-yard chunk. You're out of the shot of your end zone now. Now you can open up the playbook. You can go to the outside if you want to, but really nice first down play.
Marcellus Parker coming into this game, 272 yards on the year and leads his team in touchdowns with 6. So a nice first run for him. Send a man in motion and toss it to Parker again. Trying to sidestep a blocker there and doesn't get much on that play. He's at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, not much room there for Hartley. Jonathan Thompson looked like he kind of clogged that spot there. So first third down play for the Hawks. Obviously, got to think they're going to run the ball here. It's just a matter of which way they're going to go.
Third down and 3. They're going to go off right tackle, and they are going to be stopped shy of the first down marker.
Boy, it looked like he had 2 blockers that were running in front of him, but somehow Parker got stopped. So it comes up a yard short. So not exactly the offensive possession that Hartley wanted, because obviously going to leave Desales a fairly good field position. I don't think you get tricky here. You only need 1 yard. I think you got to punt this ball. Trust your punter, Ryan Hawk, to get it out there. But, boy, you really wanted to get a couple first downs, give yourself a better chance for a field position battle here.
Jordan Johnson is deep. Hartley. And the Hartley Hawks are going to take a timeout here. Maybe they want to talk about it just a bit and figure out what they want to do. As they take a timeout on the field, we'll take a quick timeout. No score, 6:18 remaining here in the first quarter. And this is Hartley Hawks football.
Teamwork. It's what makes high school football great. And it's what makes the Kendall team is a top-ranked place to live in the nation. And you need to talk to Ron Kendall about the opportunities available now that can put you in a new home. You deserve an upgrade for your family. Let our team help. The Kendall team of Remax Town Center. Find us online at kendallteam.com or at 614-325-6295.
4th down and 1 for the Hartley Hawks. They've decided to put the offense back on the field and go for it here. And they will hand it off, and going over the right side, lunging forward to what looks to be the 15-yard line is Marcellus Parker, and he does convert, and the Hawks will continue to drive.
What a gutsy call. I mean, first quarter, you are inside your 15-yard line, and you decide to go for it on 4th down. That's trusting your team right there, but it's a good play, too, obviously. The chance to now keep this drive alive, but also get out of the shadow of your end zone even more. Just for field position alone, that was a gutsy call, but big call.
Yeah, and we'll see how this works out on this drive. Sometimes those little plays really make a big difference. And Richard Kenny in motion, and they're going to pitch it. Coming around the near side and being wrestled down at the 17-yard line is Trey Saunders. They didn't get as much as they wanted to out of that. Jonathan Thompson didn't bite on any of all that trickery going on, all the misdirection in the backfield.
Yeah, he was getting blocked, but he could see the play the whole time, and he just got off of his block, made the easy tackle, kept what could have been a really big gain to only 2 yards. First time Hartley's gone outside of the tackles and couldn't find much running room.
And again, that's what they couldn't find the last time these two teams played. That's what they want to do. They want to get those speed guys to the outside. 2nd down and 8. And they'll pitch it to the outside again. And again, Desales is there. And they're able to make the play. Max Shulock comes up from the linebacker position to finish off Trey Saunders.
Well, it's 2 plays to the outside and absolutely nothing going. So now here you are, 3rd and 10, first real passing down for the Hawks. Again, they had success passing the ball in the first matchup. Let's see if they're willing to go up top. Maybe something short and let those receivers catch the ball and run. Has options here.
They're going to bring Niall Johnson in motion to the near sideline. Shotgun formation here for Peyton Underwood. Now they send Johnson back across. And they fake the handoff to him, then hand it off to Trey Saunders, who's going to get up to the 21-yard line before he is brought down.
A lot of movement on that play. It's tough to figure out who he actually handed the ball off to. And, boy, Trey Saunders needs to get rid of one more tackle, and then he was off to the races. But good job by Desales. You know, you don't stop that 4th and 1, but you do stop that 3rd and long. I think this time Hartley will punt the ball. But again, if you're Hartley, at least gain 6 yards there, killed some more clock, a little bit more room for your punter. Just got to get that run game going, especially to the outside.
Ryan Hawk ready to kick it away. Jordan Johnson deep to receive for Desales. And Hawk with a spiral kick that takes a Hartley bounce, and it will go out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
All in all, not too bad. First time we saw this game, both teams scored on their first possession. Not so this time. Defense is reigning supreme. Got a feeling both offenses will get going here in a second, but so far defenses have looked really good, keeping them from those big chunk plays, putting them in 3rd and long positions. That's just not what these offenses want, is 3rd and long.
You know what they say, defense wins championships. It's a championship
game. Championship is on the line tonight.
That's right. So I would imagine that we're going to see a steady diet of Quintel Quinn once again here for Desales. Already getting a lot of work in this game. No question about that. And again, a little slow going here because of the televised game. So while we have another timeout, let's take one here. 0-0. It's the Hawks and the Stallions. This is Hartley Hawks football.
Are you passionate about sports talk and production? Then the Ohio Media School is right for you. Here, you can become a pro in front of the camera and behind the scenes. In 6 months, you'll be trained by the best in play-by-play, talk shows, filming, editing, audio, and more. Join the family by applying today, and you'll be closer to your dream career. For more information, visit beonair.com or call the Columbus campus at 614-655-5250. Ohio Media School. Learn from a pro to be a pro.
Hartley defense back on the field here. 3:32 remaining in the first quarter of this game. And the Stallions starting from their 42-yard line. They don't have Quintel Quinn in there right now. In the backfield is Jonathan Thompson. He's the guy that burned the Hawks in the first meeting. He had 2 touchdowns in that game for Desales.
Yeah, we noticed a couple of times where he gets the ball to the outside, he was off to the races, so they're definitely want to go outside with him.
And they're going to try to do that right now. That shut off initially. He's going to get a short gain of about 2 yards. Good job by the Hawks and Dylan Newsom, one of the first guys in there, he and Marcellus Parker.
Yeah, absolutely great pursuit by the Hartley linebackers there to get to the outside and knock him down. Those wide formations, you got to think on first down, Desales isn't going to throw the ball, so you kind of anticipate that Jonathan Thompson's going to get that ball. It's just a matter of which way he's going to run and then pursue the ball, get him down.
And he is lined up once again as the running back here. Hobgood, he's gone out of that pistol formation or shotgun formation in the entire game so far. And doesn't hand it off, fake the handoff, and he's rolling, and he wants to throw. And his man falls down, and a would-be interception is dropped. Kason Sunderland has it fall out of his hand.
Boy, he had that covered the whole way. I didn't like the throw by Hobgood because he wasn't open, and then when his player slipped, the only guy open was Kason Sunderland, and just got to catch that ball. Big chance for a big play on that defense, but here you are again, the 3rd and long. DeSales trying a little play action rollout to get Hobgood's throwing game going, and he didn't have anyone open, frankly. Should have just thrown it away.
That's one of those balls that if you catch it, there's a lot of room down the sideline.
And all your momentum's going toward the other way.
That's right. 3rd down and 8. Hobgood looking to throw, and he does, and he's got a man in Jordan near the 50-yard line. Can they keep him shy of the first down marker? I think he was able to wrestle his way forward and get the first down.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Jordan Johnson. He'll kind of out and in, and they caught him right on the in cut, and Hartley had 2 guys there. They just couldn't bring him down before he got by that first down marker. So much better throw and composure there by Hobgood, waiting for the man to open up.
Clock turning here. Under 2.5 to go in the first quarter.
Got Quinn back in the game, 4 wide. Let's see if they try to attack it with everyone spread out here.
And they do give it to Quintel Quinn, and he is grabbed in the backfield, and he is brought down. Great job by Sam LeMay. He's the first guy there to take care of business.
Boy, I mean, he wasn't going to let him go no matter what you said. Spun around a couple times, and I know Quinn's a powerful back, strong legs, always willing to go forward, but LeMay was not having any of it. Great job.
Yeah, sometimes you can't grab a guy up high and take him down, but he did. Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 11.
It's a good thing he made that play, too, because there was some room there, and he just would not let him even get back to the line of scrimmage.
3 receivers out to the right side. Lone receiver to the left, and Hobgood wants to go on that side. Throws down the far sideline, and this ball is on the ground, incomplete. Richard Kenny, the man in coverage, as they try to get it to Jordan Johnson.
Here's the thing. I like the throw because it's one-on-one coverage. Kenny obviously on the shorter side, and Jordan Johnson a little taller, but the throw was short. And so the man in position was Kenny, and boy, he almost made an amazing interception. I know he's kicking himself that he didn't, but that was going to be a tough one to catch, but great coverage regardless.
3rd down and 11. See if this defense could shut this down and maybe get the ball back in a punt.
Yeah, I mean, Hobgood throwing the ball this year, 17 of 37, so he's less than 50%.
He's going to throw it again. Got some time. Looks left, wants to go deep. And he's got a man that he overthrows. Incomplete pass. And that'll bring up 4th down and 11.
Yeah, it's a really pretty ball, except it was 2 yards too long. I'm all for throwing the ball to your receiver when he's got to step and let him run under it, but that one just had a little bit too much mustard on it. Good coverage by Niall Johnson, though. You know, again, he's kind of 2 or 3 inches shorter than receiver, so you got to stick with him, and he surely did that.
That intended receiver was Nathan Barber. 4th down coming up here, and back on the field is Nathaniel Wallace-Stilling to kick the ball away. Trey Saunders is deep. And a wobbly kick. Bounces, and this time takes a Hartley bounce and will be down at about the 16-yard line. So that's where the Hawks will begin their next drive. First down to 10.
Stingy defenses tonight, that is for sure. You can see already the adjustments that have been made by the defense from the first matchup. Obviously a little bit different for Desales, with a different quarterback that looks like he's willing to throw the ball deeper more and not run the ball. A little surprised that Desales got away from Quintel Quinn as much as they did on that.
Illegal formation on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. The 5 yards will be tacked on to the end of the kick.
So the formation penalty will give the Hawks another 5 yards, bringing the ball out to the 20-yard line.
So let's see what Hartley does this time. We saw how Desales kind of got away from Quinn. Maybe Hartley this time switches it up, gets away from Marcellus Parker, tries to get their offense going with some of their smaller, speedier backs to the outside or to the inside, little trickeration. Just a chess match between these two teams. When you face each other twice in a matter of 3 weeks, you're going to see that.
Well, they've got Parker lined up as the fullback here. Niall Johnson in tailback position. They're both going to shift out of there and go with an empty set formation here. Send Trey Saunders in motion. They turn. They don't throw it to him. They're going to throw it downfield. And this is a short ball, and Richard Kenny tried to come back for it and couldn't get there. It's incomplete. Richard Kenny had 4 steps on the defensive back, but that ball was thrown well short.
You feel like that was one of those throws that Payton knew he had him, reared back, and then it just slipped. He was so excited to throw that ball. I just think it slipped on him, and it was a flying duck that thankfully fell to the ground. But it was a great play call because Kenny was well ahead of him. Desales was not ready for that one.
Yeah, a nice job by Richard because he put the brakes on and came back to play defensive back and make sure nobody else was going to catch the ball. If he wasn't going to get it, nobody was going to get it.
Absolutely.
Niall Johnson is set up just to the left of the quarterback, Underwood. We haven't seen him carry the ball yet. We'll see it now. And he goes up the middle, and he's going to get a couple of yards. And in the middle of that defense, the guy that plays middle linebacker is Jason Velasquez, and he's the guy that made the tackle.
Hartley quick to the line here, see if they can catch Desales off guard.
They're down and 8. A little bit of a high snap. Now a handoff on the delay. And coming to the near side, turning the corner is Johnson. There he goes to the 40, 45, 50-yard line, and is drugged down and pushed out of bounds inside of Desales territory. Ion Comedy got to him, but not until it was a big first down.
Boy, what a great job by Johnson. I think that play was supposed to go up the middle. He saw nothing, kicked it out to the outside, got it right to the sideline and went right up the field. Big gainer. The speed clearly paying off. What a play.
And that's why they want to get guys to the outside in this game.
Exactly.
That was a good job by Underwood. A high snap. He was able to handle it, still make the good handoff.
Yeah, that was 3rd and 7. Don't forget. That could have been a passing down. Instead, Hartley decides to run it. Desales, I think, got a little caught off guard because, again, that was kind of a quick snap for them.
First down and 10 for the Hawks. Turn and pitch it back and get what running room they can. And again, they're leaning on Niall Johnson right now. The great thing about this team and the way it's set up, and it's set up this way every year. So Parker ran it. He did fine. Johnson's running it. He's doing fine. At some point, Sumo Kesley will come in and run the football, and he'll do fine as well.
Just allows for some fresh legs, which is always nice to see if you're offensive coordinator, be able to give the ball to anyone, trust them to get good yardage because you know they're fresh and can get inside or outside.
And that is going to be the final play of the first quarter. It is a chess match so far. It's Hartley nothing and Desales nothing. Second quarter is coming up next. This is Hartley Hawks football.
Good eating, good times at TAT. Chef Jimmy at the TAT, corner of James and Livingston, says, come on down. The TAT's delicious Italian-American specialties are so nice and nicer. And the Carovas are going above and beyond to keep their guests and employees safe. Try this dine-in special, pasta dinner for 2, with soup, salad, bread, and dessert, just $29.95. Or this carry-out deal, family pasta dinner for 4, with salad, pasta, meatballs, and bread for $27.99. Add a bottle of select wine, and you're out the door with a dinner for 4 for $35.99. With wine. The dining room's open and safe, but if you're not comfortable dining in, call ahead and order TAT curbside carry-out. The TAT Livingston, 614-236-1392, where the Corova family makes you feel welcome like nobody else. Good eating, good times at TAT.
Second quarter set to get started here at Jack Ryan Field at Bishop Hartley. The Hawks and the Stallions of Desales 0-0 at the end of one quarter of play. Defense has been the name of the game. It's the Hawks offense right now that is trying to get things going. They're looking at a 2nd down and 7. Came up with a big play on 3rd and long from deep in their own territory to get into Desales territory. First time tonight that they've been there. They actually went 3 and out on their very first drive.
Yeah, first long sustained drive for the Hawks here. And they look good right now. I mean, they had a throw that could have been a touchdown that just Underwood couldn't get the hand completely through the ball there. But the run game is clearly looking a lot better now. Not just Parker up the middle for 2 or 3. They're getting to the outside. They're starting to find those chunk plays, get DeSales on their heels. But, we expected a close game. I'm not sure we expected it to be scoreless after the first quarter. But, again, both these defenses, with tape study as well as just playing this team just 3 weeks ago, I think you learned so much about the other team, and defenses are clearly reigning supreme right now.
So here we go, 2nd down and 7. As Peyton Underwood, he's got, again, Marcellus Parker, they have him lined up in the fullback position. They've got Niall Johnson as the tailback right now. They also have Terod Bowens in there. They like to use him as a blocker for the run game. They have him set up on the right side, on the wing on the right side, as we get set to go here.
I always like that formation, too, because this makes it so dangerous. You can always just quickly give it to Parker right up the middle. If DeSales isn't ready for that and it's blocked, well, that's an easy 4 or 5 yard gain. You give it to Johnson with those blockers. You don't know if that's going left or right with the, to the outside of the tackle, inside the tackle. So it just makes it a tough offense to defend when you have so many playmakers who are either blocking or running the ball.
Again, waiting for the TV to release them so they can play. And this is unusual for high school football players.
It is. They're not used to these breaks. I mean, Hartley's been at the line for the last 2 minutes, ready to go.
They are ready, and they have to wait. And now they finally get to play here. I formation behind Underwood. Send Bowens in motion. Hand off to Johnson. Finds a little bit of running room and then is spun down on the far sideline.
But I still like that play call. You have 2 guys blocking in front of him. He still gets, 3 yards there or so. Leaves you 3rd and 5 in what is no doubt 4-down territory. So open up the playbook here. Plenty of options, whether you want to run it or throw it. And you can go wide side, you can go short side, whatever you like.
They line up Underwood in a shotgun this time. Trey Saunders in motion as Underwood takes a snap, fakes a handoff, throws it to Saunders, comes back around and breaks a tackle, and he is close to the first down marker. DeSales says that ball came loose and that they got it, waiting for an indication from the officials.
They're just simply saying 4th down, so it must have been down. But here you go, 4th down, and the Hawks bringing that big package in, 4th and 2. I mean, if this doesn't scream Marcellus Parker and just hand it off to him, or I guess in this case, it's Sumo Kesley, and just let him get the tough yardage here.
Yeah, we haven't seen Sumo carry the ball tonight yet. I think we're about to now. Sumo actually left the game last week. That ankle that kept him out earlier in the season was bothering him against Watterson. So they took him out of that game, but Brad Birchfield, the head coach of the Hawks, said he's been practicing well this week. He's ready to go. And again, don't be surprised if they put the football in his hands. That's what they will do. Sumo, he's easily got the first down. He almost broke that for a big gain, but he gets inside the 30 to the 28.
You know how frustrating that is for a defense when you know what's going to happen, you know who's getting the ball, and you still give up 5 yards in the first down. It's got to be frustrating, but that's how good this Hartley offensive line is. It's a well-oiled machine, and Sumo Kesley, just a big, strong back, willing to put his head down, get those tough yards, and did it exactly right there.
Avion Murphy also came in there as a defensive line, or an offensive lineman, sorry. And he's a sophomore again, big boy, creating some room there. First down and 10 for the Hawks. They are on the move. Underwood hands it off. Johnson cannot find the running room that he was looking for that time. He does do a good job of scampering ahead just to get a couple. But it was Jackson Carawan, free safety, who got up there and got him by the ankle.
Yeah, nice job by DeSales. They're doing a really good job on the pursuit of those outside runs. You're holding the Hawks about 1 or 2 yards on them, besides that one long Johnson run. They've been tough to come by. So Hartley doing a good job, though, of mixing it up, going between the tackle and outside the tackle and getting everyone involved. Wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Trey Saunders get involved here. Haven't seen a jet sweep yet from Richard Kinney. Part of the field where I think you can do that kind of run to the near side here and see if Desales can cover it.
Parker, the lone man in the backfield. There's a lot of confusion here for Hartley, and they're going to have to take a timeout. They just weren't on the same page. They just didn't know what was going on, and so that is the second timeout taken by the Hawks here in the first half. 0-0, 9:01 remaining in the first half of this game. Be back right after this. This is Hartley Hawks football.
Bob Boyd Auto Family in Lancaster treats the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. You have high expectations and specific needs when buying a car. Bob Boyd enjoys the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow Bob Boyd Auto to demonstrate their commitment to excellence. They have an experienced sales staff eager to share their knowledge and enthusiasm with you. Browse the inventory from anywhere by going to bobboyd.com. While you're there, schedule a test drive and check out financing options. Come experience the Bob Boyd difference.
So Hartley just confused. Can't afford to make any mistakes here, Matt. They had to take that timeout.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is a big down right here in this part of the field. Want to keep the momentum going. We talked about Desales wanted to get 3 and outs. Well, if they're clearly not getting a 3 and out on this drive for Hartley, Hartley's on one of those typical 6, 7, 8 minute long drives, which is just so hard on a defense, especially these two teams where most of the guys on your defense are playing on offense, so you start to wear them down. So, yeah, huge play here. You want to get some positive yardage, make it an easy 3rd and short. So, good timeout call. Only have 1 left, but in the first half, not as bad as using them in the second half.
Yeah, these drives are not only long, but they can be punishing.
Yeah, exactly. You know, all these runs up the middle, they wear on you.
2nd down, 9. Underwood from the shotgun. Fakes a handoff, throws over the middle, and Trey Saunders drops that ball. That would have been a first down for sure on the slant play.
Yeah, Trey's not happy about that one. Ball was a little bit behind him, but he wouldn't make an excuse on that. He knows he should have caught that. He had a little bit of room to run after that, too. Maybe get inside the 10. So, kind of caught Desales by surprise. I don't think they expected that slant because there was no one within 5 yards of Trey Saunders.
So now an all-important 3rd down and 9. So the ball sitting here at the 26-yard line. That would make for a pretty long field goal attempt for Ryan Hawk of 43 yards. So got to get some yardage here.
Yeah, you'd at least like to get 5 yards if you're going to attempt a field goal, but I think they'd probably go for it regardless.
Al Johnson is in motion. Come with a pass near side, and that is overthrown, incomplete. Saunders the intended receiver, and so looks like they're going to...
Well, they're bringing in Hawk. I'm interested to see if we're thinking field goal or punt here. And
that's what I was going to say. They were going to test his leg, but I don't know which way they're going to
exactly. It looks like it's going to be a field goal.
As I said, it'll be about 43 yards for Ryan Hawk. Ryan Hawk has only attempted 1 field goal this year, and he's made it.
Well, I've seen Ryan's work on YouTube. I know he has a leg for this. Just a matter of doing it in game time.
No wind, by the way. There's a snap. And that one gets blocked by Desales. And it's Thompson going to be tackled at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, I think that's at the 43-yarder. You have to kind of drive that ball a little lower to make sure it got there, but also looked like Desales got really good push on the line. And they've got a couple tall guys get their hands up, and they blocked that one fairly easily. Good job of the Hawks getting him down before that was a longer return. But all in all, it's not the worst thing in the world. That was going to be a tough 4th down to get on the offense. Special teams can't get it done exactly, but the Desales ball still got a long way to go to get points. The defensive struggle continues.
Yes, indeed it does.
Goodness.
Quintel Quinn is back in as the running back in this series for Desales. Wade Hobgood is going to hand it off to him. Quinn looking for some running room, not finding much. Good job by the Hawks to gang tackle him right near the line of scrimmage. Marcellus Parker right there on the bottom of that pile.
Absolutely, boy. Marcellus Parker was there. Sumo Kessley was there. It seems like when they get to Quinn, they make sure they get him. I mean, they are wrapping him up and then gang tackling after that. And that's smart because he's the guy that can get out of these tackles or at least push forward for a few more yards. Held him to 2 that time.
2nd down and 8. Put Barber and Johnson both wide to the left. Top 2 receivers. They also have Ryan McCann out wide to the right. And Hobgood wants to throw. And he's running out of time. And he's got that ball away just before getting hit. Daniel Tucson was there. And anytime Daniel's in the backfield, quarterback can't wait to get rid of the football.
I'll tell you one thing about Hobgood is when he throws the ball, he's throwing always on his back foot because he's always going backward. And I think if you're a Hartley defense, you're happy to see that. Keep the pressure on. Make him throw that pass off balance. In that case, strong enough arm to throw that ball away, even though Tucson was right in front of him, ready to take him down.
So another big play for the Hartley defense here. 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, 3rd and long. This is where when Pentello was playing, you were worried that you had to have a QB spy and make sure you keep him from running. You don't have to worry about that with Hobgood.
Quinn takes it, and he gets to the line of scrimmage. He's still on his feet, and he does lunge forward to the 45-yard line. And that changes the complexion of things here. It is 4th down and 3. It's not out of the realm of possibility to go for it here for Desales.
And judging by the demeanor on the Desales sideline, I think they are going to go for it. There's not much look like they're going to punt the ball. Maybe discussing it right now. But I would think Desales feels comfortable getting these 3 yards.
Yep, the offense is on the field. Quintel Quinn, that was a great second effort by him. You talked about it. It's hard to take him down if he gets going. And Hartley jumped. And they give away the 1st down. The hard count, they bid on it. And Desales will get a new set of downs here.
And that's the kind of thing where
defense number 66, 5-yard penalty, results in 1st down.
you wonder if Desales was ever even going to snap that ball, trying to do exactly that, see if they get the hard count and force the Hawks to jump, and that is what happened. Hawks D-line a little eager to get into that play and knock Quintel Quinn down, but got to wait for that ball to get snapped first.
3 receivers out to the right. Hand off to Quinn running left and looking for room. And stacked up and brought down. Again, the first guy to get to him was Marcellus Parker. Tell you what, Parker's had a great night from his linebacker spot.
Absolutely. And he is the guy that you think is going to get to Quinn first. I know you have the D-line there, but Parker's the one who's coming up at the point of attack and not only doing a good job of getting to him, but getting to him and not letting him get too many yards forward. Meeting him at the point of attack with the same amount of force and holding him to those 2-yard gains instead of those 4 or 5-yard gains.
Going to hand it to him again. Comes to the left side, little juke there, and a flag on the play as Quinn is run out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Boy, I thought the flag was for too good of a juke move because he just went right around the Hawks' Anthony Murphy. But I guess it's going to be a hold probably on Desales.
Number 61 on the offense. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Billy Kane called for the hold.
Looking at the referees and asking, who, me?
That's a big plus, and the real first mistake Desales has made in this game.
Absolutely, and I mean, you know how big these 2nd and long and 3rd and long plays are, but this is 2nd and very long. You're way behind the sticks now. I mean, you can run the ball all you want here, but unless you get a big gain, you're really putting the ball in the hands of Hobgood to make a big pass for you. And he's made some good ones, but boy, if the Hawks get any pressure, he just doesn't seem real comfortable staying in the pocket. So any kind of pressure here, make him throw it off his back foot. But expect a quick pass here, just try to get half of this yardage back.
Thompson in the backfield. They hand it off to him, and he is able to bounce around the right side, and he's still on his feet, and he is going to get the 1st down. Jonathan Thompson, again, he was the guy that burned the Hawks in the first meeting, and he does it again here on this play. He had to go 2nd down at 16, and he got about 20 on that one.
And that is exactly what you said, what we saw in the first matchup, where he gets the ball, and for some reason the Hawks cannot bring him down. That same kind of pursuit they have on Quinn, they need to bring to Thompson. I know it might be a little quicker and fleeter with the feet, but it just seems like he's able to break more tackles than Quinn in the open field, and he did it right there, picking up big yardage.
So another 1st and 10 for Desales. And Thompson goes right up the middle, and again, he barrels forward. He's got 5 yards.
I think the Hawks are aware that when it's read option, you got to think Hopgood's not going to keep it. So just expect whoever's a running back to keep that ball. Did a good job of falling forward there was Thompson.
Another quick snap, and this time the Hawks are quicker to the football, and everybody joins the party before it's all said and done.
And that's exactly what I was talking about right there. You could see the linebackers did not bite at all on that read option. They knew he wasn't going to take that ball out. Hopgood is not that kind of quarterback, so they stayed on Thompson and knocked him down.
Well, you would think this is 2-down territory for Desales, as you see Quintel Quinn, number 28, is checked back into the game.
Be very surprised if they throw the ball here. Just hand the ball off to Quinn. Even if he gets half of this, it makes the 4th down play even easier.
And they will give it to him. And he gets hit from behind and then knocked down. But then, whoa. Hopgood kept the ball.
Yeah. I
listened to you too much.
That's what I was going to say. I said the same thing. I was saying it internally like, oh, that's what I get for talking.
Yeah.
Maybe the Desales offensive coordinator heard me. Yeah, he did a great job with that fake, and I don't blame the Hawks. He hasn't run the ball much at all this year. Finally keeps it and gets a big gain. Surprised everybody.
I'll tell you what, that's one of the hardest hits that Quinn has taken in this game, and he didn't even have the ball.
That's unfortunate.
They leveled him.
They did. They were ready. They were ready
for the first down.
For now, if you're Desales, though, you know you have that in the back of Hartley's mind.
They will give it back to Quinn, and he'll suffer the same fate this time with the ball in his hand.
Yeah, that play was doomed from the start. There was too much of a push on the line of scrimmage, and there was no threat for Hopgood to keep it because he was going the exact same way that Quinn was going.
Gain of nothing there, 2nd down and 10. .409 remaining here in the first half. Desales on a fairly long drive now.
Yeah, trying to knock this clock down within a couple minutes or so while they get points.
Hand it off. Up the middle. Hobson kept it himself again. He goes for close to 5.
Yeah, good hit by Sumo Kessley, though. That's not the hit you want your quarterback to take. Sumo put his head down and knocked him to the ground. Kept him to still about a 3rd and medium, 3rd and long. So, again, we'll see if they've been doing a lot of read option all of a sudden. 3, 4, 5 plays in a row here. Thompson in the game, and that's the guy that I worry about when he gets in the open field.
And they give him the ball. He's trying to get to the open field. He bounces off the first tackler, and it goes to the outside. Great job of taking his legs out. Trey Saunders with a big tackle.
That is a great tackle because he gets around him. I think he's got enough speed to get at least to the 1st down marker, if not all the way to the pylon. But Trey doing a very nice job. Taking his legs out gave him no option but to fall to the ground. And I think, 4th and 3 or so, you're already in really close field goal range. Desales going to take the points.
J.J. Bachman, the kicker. With under 3 minutes to go here in the half. He's going to kick this ball from the 17, 18-yard line. It'll be a 28-yard attempt. And that ball is up, and that ball is through the uprights. It's good. So Desales does draw first blood with only 2:43 remaining here in the first half, as the Stallions are ahead of the Hawks by the score of 3-0.
Well, good drive by Desales, off of the blocked field goal, making sure they got points after Hartley did not get points. But now the name of the game is to keep the Hawks off the scoreboard before halftime because the Hawks do get the ball at the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
2:43 to go here, and before the kickoff, we'll quickly step aside. Stallions are on top 3-0 after the field goal, and this is Hartley Hawks football.
Gahanna Auto Sales' family-owned and customer-first approach takes the frustration, runaround, and high-pressure sales out of the car buying experience. Let Gahanna Auto Sales earn your business on your next car purchase. Check out their large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs at GahannaAutoSales.com or visit Craig and Kyle in person at 180 Mill Street in Gahanna. Gahanna Auto Sales, how the car buying process should be.
Well, 2:43 remaining in the first half. That's a lot of time. However, this is where I'll remind you that the Hawks had to burn 2 timeouts already.
Absolutely.
And again, is that going to play in? I don't know, but they'd feel better with more than 1 left here. But that's what they've got to work with, so we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, I think you have to determine how aggressive you want to be here on offense, first off, let's see what this kickoff return's like. Haven't seen one yet from the Hawks, and we know they have dynamic kick returners that can definitely house one, but especially give you good field position. And two, Peyton Underwood has not completed he's completed one pass. It was a very short screen pass, but the ones downfield haven't been completed. But he's had guys open, so you feel confident letting him throw the ball. Hasn't put a ball in harm's way by any means. But this would be the perfect time to start completing those kind of passes and be able to get bigger chunks than some of these shorter chunks, especially with only one timeout.
So Bachman will tee it up the 40-yard line. Got Richard Kenny and Trey Saunders both deep for the Hawks, and it'll be a squib kick. And the Hawks dive on it at the 25-yard line. Not taking any chances there. Sherrod Bowen make sure they have possession of the football and then go to work.
You can say the same thing about Desales, not taking any chances, kicking it off to speed guys like Richard Kenny and Trey Saunders. Force Hartley to have one of their up guys take that ball, either fall on it or maybe rumble for 5 yards. So 75 yards to go to get to pay dirt, or at least get into Ryan Huck's field goal range. But again, plenty of time with the clock stopping after every first down. So the Hawks obviously have the weapons and the big playability to get the ball down the field quickly.
Saunders comes in motion. They'll hand it off to him. And he's looking for running room, and he doesn't find that much. He'll get forward to the 30. Gain of 4.
Yeah, Desales has seen that play where they know if Saunders gets the ball, you better get over there and gang tackle him, because if he finds any open space, he is off to the races. So nice job by the Stallions holding him to even just that 4 or 5 yard gain.
Underwood throwing, trying to get it to the man coming back on the curl, and that did not fool the Stallions whatsoever. In fact, a nice tackle immediately on the reception. And now Hartley Desales takes a timeout because they have some thoughts about getting the ball back.
Yeah, that's that same screen pass that they did earlier that Hartley got about 4 or 5 yards on that Kenny looked like he might really take. But this one, the defender was not buying it at all. So Richard Kenny, right when he caught the ball, lucky to frankly not fumble that ball because he was hit immediately as he caught it. So here we go, 3rd and 8. And Hartley in that passing territory. And again, they have the guys that can get open and get by the defender. But it's just a matter of getting open. I mean, Desales has some taller guys, especially on the Hartley receivers, which tend to be a bit on the shorter side. So if they don't get by him, you make it a jump ball. Look for the Stallions to be able to knock it down or even pick it off. So got to be smart here if you're Peyton Underwood. Don't need to be a hero right here. You have a whole another half of football, and you can trust your defense to keep the Stallions off the scoreboard before halftime.
So Desales with 2 timeouts remaining here. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half. Hawks will go with the empty set look. And Underwood in the shotgun. Bring Niall Johnson in motion. Fake the handoff and now throw down the middle, and that is overthrown, incomplete. Trey Saunders, the intended receiver. And the Hawks are going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, that was that throw was just a little high. Saunders definitely had a little bit of space there on his defender. So the Hawks, they're going to have to punt the ball here. But again, I think you're seeing the passing game opportunities are there. The execution is just not right now. Another half of football to figure that out. But now the big thing is getting a good punt off here. And then hopefully stopping Desales from scoring before the half.
Jordan Johnson is deep. Johnson is set up on the near hash mark. Ball is being snapped from the far hash mark. And he's expecting Ryan Hawk to move to his right before kicking, which he does. And this kick is boomed to Johnson, who takes it at the 29, gives ground to the 25, back up to the 30-yard line, going across the field. He's got a block. He's at the 50. He's down inside the 40-yard line before he'll finally be knocked out of bounds.
Boy, that's a shame because Ryan Hawk drilled that ball, and there were 2 Hawks right there in front of Johnson who caught that ball, and he just found a way to get to the right side, the far side, and got plenty of yardage. But, boy, when Hawk hit that ball, you had to think, boy, that's Hartley's in great shape to flip the field It simply didn't work.
Now it'll be up to the defense to make sure no more points get added here before the end of the half. Minute and 50 seconds left to play with Hobgood. He's run this offense well.
Yeah, especially that last drive. Did a real nice job showing off his legs and his arm.
Hobgood taking the snap. Hands it off. Quintel Quinn. Little delay, and that'll get him a couple of yards. Give him a 3 on the play.
Kind of a semi-hurry-up offense here from Desales. Again, have some time to work with 2 timeouts. Want to make sure everyone's on the same page before you snap it.
4 receivers set. Hobgood's going to run it himself, and he is thrown down. The ball is out. Did the Hartley Hawks come up with it? They say they've got it, and yes, they do. So Hobgood gets hit from behind, and the Hawks have the football.
I'm not sure who ripped it out, but whoever it did, that ball went flying 5 yards forward, and looked like it was Marcellus Parker who grabbed it on the ground there, and that is big if you're the Hawks because that was a first down type of run. Desales with 2 timeouts to drive into at least get 3, if not 7. Now if you're the Hawks, you have a chance to flip the field here with 1 big play and maybe get yourself in field goal range.
Put Underwood under center. He'll drop back and then hand it off. And the ball is out again, and Desales has it. And they are at the 30-yard line. That one popped free and right into the arms of Ion Comedy, who was waiting for it.
Well, this is shades of 3 weeks ago where it seemed like it was a turnover after turnover. But in this case, it's the next play and almost identical. Good run. Ball flies in the air. Comedy catches it out of the air and heads the other way. And, boy, if you're Desales, you're just right back to where you started, except this time it's first down.
How lucky is that?
I mean, it's one thing for the ball to fly in the air, but be caught on the dead run and get yardage, even better.
Jonathan Thompson in as the running back. First down and 10 from the 29. And they give it to him, and up the middle he goes. Breaking tackles, gets inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Boy, he is slippery. Doesn't look like much, but it just seems like it's hard to take him down. He's kind of on the taller, lankier side, but those legs keep churning, and the Hawks' hands just keep touching him and not bringing him down. And there you go. What should have been maybe a 3 or 4 yard gain turns into a 15-yarder.
Yeah, they had the early contact, but that didn't bring him down. Another first down and 10. And again, they give it to Thompson. And again, he's breaking tackles. Yeah, slippery is the word for this guy.
I mean, it is impressive. I mean, that one, he was going sideways, parallel to the line of scrimmage. All of a sudden, he cuts to the right, and he gets 9 yards.
Timeout. Desales. Second charge timeout.
And it's a smart play call by Desales. Why not keep giving him the ball? Hawks can't bring him down. You're already in field goal range. No need to throw the ball in the air. Just let Thompson do all the work.
And I'll tell you what, at this point, if there's any way that Hartley can hold him to 3, that would be a great accomplishment.
It would be a win, absolutely. I mean, if you hold him to 3 here, you give him 6. You get the ball at the beginning of the third quarter. You go down and score 7. Boom, you take the lead. You feel pretty good about it. But I think that's going to be a tall task the way Jonathan Thompson's running the ball.
And again, he's the backup running back.
That's a pretty good backup.
Yeah. And he's a junior.
Yeah.
So guess what he'll be next year?
Yeah.
He'll be the guy that gets the ball a lot.
Quinn's off to Athens to play for the Bobcats. And, boy, Thompson needs to be getting some looks at some places the way he's running the ball.
Officially here, it'll be a second down and 1. 1 timeout remaining for Desales. They line up Quinn in the backfield. We've got Thompson lined up on the wing. Hand it off to Quinn. Wants to bounce to the outside. He's got the first down. He's got the touchdown. 5-yard touchdown run for Quintel Quinn. And Desales expands their lead right near the end of the first half. 9-0 with the extra point upcoming.
Yeah, nice job by Quinn bouncing it to the outside, taking on a defender and saying, mano a mano, my speed is faster than your speed. And he got to the corner easily, getting to the end zone. And that's a good job by Desales, taking advantage of the turnover.
Bachman will attempt the extra point. And there was movement on the line, so they will back him up 5 yards.
Dead ball. Full start. Number 64 on the offense. Replay the PAT.
Joseph Schaefer moved early.
Oh boy, if you're both teams, I think you have to feel good about the way your defense has played. But the Hawks offense just couldn't get a long, sustained drive going into scoring territory. So work to do on that front. And then Desales, just, boy, they're getting all the momentum right now.
Well, they had a tackle on the 5 yards. It made no difference. The extra point is still good, and it's 10-0 Desales. 27 seconds remaining here in the first half. Hawks more than likely come out. They'll get the ball, they'll sit on it, they'll run out the half, they'll go talk it over, make the adjustments they have to make before the second half.
Yeah, because of the way your defense is playing, I think you feel okay about even being down 10-0 and feeling like you can win this game. One stop and then getting your offenses going. I mean, you got to think if you're Hartley, you're going to score 14 if your offense plays to its capability, even against this really good Desales defense tonight. But, yeah, they got to get something offensively going, whether through the air where they've had opportunity and just haven't been able to connect on a pass, or with the run game. They just haven't gotten, besides that one play by Johnson, haven't gotten that 20, 25, 30-yard run that they tend to get in each half.
Couple of fumbles. It was Desales fumbled it away to Hartley, and then on the very next play, the Hawks turned it back over, and Desales took advantage of that one, turned it into 7 points.
I expect a squib kick one more time. Let's see if this time the Hartley player picks it up and tries to run for it.
And it is a live ball. Picked up. And to the 30-yard line go the Hawks. Going off the body of Deshaun Tucker, and then he was able to get right back to it, move it up the field. So again, 19 seconds left here. Can just run out the clock and then go talk about it.
Yeah, much different game than the first one where the offenses seemed to have the upper hand and the defenses were scrambling. This one, the offenses are the ones struggling and the defenses are stout. So a lot of game left, but Desales definitely in control in terms of momentum. We'll see what the Hawks can do when they get the ball back in the third quarter.
First half comes to an end, and it's Desales leading the Hartley Hawks by the score of 10-0. And we've got more coming your way. This is Hartley Hawks football.
Good eating, good times at TAT.
Chef Jimmy at the TAT, corner of James and Livingston, says, come on down. The TAT's delicious Italian-American specialties are so nice-a. And the Corovas are going above and beyond to keep their guests and employees safe. Try this dine-in special, pasta dinner for two, with soup, salad, bread, and dessert, just $29.95. Or this carry-out deal, family pasta dinner for four, with salad, pasta, meatballs, and bread for $27.99. Add a bottle of select wine, and you're out the door with a dinner for four for $35.99. With wine. The dining room's open and safe. But if you're not comfortable dining in, call ahead and order TAT Curbside Carryout. The TAT at the corner of James and Livingston, 614-236-1392, where the Corova family makes you feel welcome like nobody else.
Good eating, good times at TAT.
Being a Catholic is more than just going to church or saying your prayers. It's a way of life and a way of being. You've always been driven to do what's right for your family, for your community, and for your Catholic faith. And now, there are so many ways to give and support your faith. How do you know what direction is the right one? You start right here with the Catholic Foundation. We are parish-based, dedicated to helping our Catholic community, and have been providing families and individuals with trusted expert philanthropic services since 1984. We connect donors to the causes they care about and can create custom giving plans based on your needs and lifestyle. We make giving a realistic and easy option. Here's how it works. You make a gift of cash, stock, or other assets. You get an immediate tax deduction, and a fund is created and invested for a cause. The foundation serves as a guide, helping you navigate your personal philanthropic journey and connecting you with ways to impact the things you are most passionate about. Your gift can be used to continually support schools, parishes, and other nonprofits. The fund is invested wisely and strategically according to our Catholic values and beliefs for maximum impact. We can even work with your current trusted advisor to invest the fund. You choose to give now or later. Giving is a lifelong journey that includes your entire family and creates a legacy of giving that lasts for generations. Your fund's ongoing financial benefits to the Catholic faith will continue your philanthropic journey no matter where it takes you. So talk with the Catholic Foundation today to see how you can change tomorrow.
At the end of the first half, St. Francis Desales leads Bishop Hartley by the score of 10-0 here at Jack Ryan Field. Well, coming up, a very special event is on the way. It's the Central Ohio Spina Bifida Alliance Walk, Run, Roll Virtual 5K. And right now, let's find out a lot more about it.
Well, hey, everybody. Columbus Blue Jackets in Arena host and sideline reporter for the CW Columbus's Thursday Night Lights, Mike Todd here. Thank you so much for being here today for the COSBA Walk, Run, Roll Virtual 5K. And we want to thank you so much for participating in this event wherever and however you are. Usually, we would have our 5K to support the Central Ohio Spina Bifida Alliance, but due to COVID, we're doing things a little differently this year. But before we get to that, I want to tell you a little bit about some of the wonderful things that COSBA does and who they are. Our COSBA is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that helps people and families who are affected by spina bifida. It was created in 2001 by parents who were caring for their children with spina bifida, and since that time they have helped families with things such as medical expenses, home and vehicular modifications, other financial needs as well. They hold annual gatherings, fundraisers, and of course a 5K fundraiser. Now, in addition to all of this, they are also a great resource for families that receive the diagnosis and provide them with educational information as well as resources such as camps, sporting events, therapy, and much more. Check them out on Facebook, and if you know of anyone who is in need of these resources, please feel free to reach out to them. All of their contact information is right there on their Facebook page, or just Google Central Ohio Spina Bifida Alliance. Now, we're here for a 5K. With this year being a little different, we've got a few new rules. I'm going to send it over to my pal Greg Murray for more on how you can help out.
Thanks, Mike. So this year, instead of having a huge event like COSBA normally does, they've decided to take their 5K virtual. This and make it even bigger than usual. They teamed up with Endo Monkey Productions as well as the Ohio Media School to help make this happen. So here are the rules, really easy. First of all, you can do this anywhere. If you want to take a stroll down a trail in the forest, go right ahead. A walk for you and a loved one down the romantic Scioto Mile? Not a bad option either. Hey, you can even do it in your living room if you want, while watching some old Jackets games. The important thing is to make sure you track your progress. You can do this all kinds of ways. There are multiple free apps out there like Map My Walk, various health apps like Samsung Health and Fitbits. Basically, once you hit your 5K, snap a picture or take a screenshot of your 5 kilometers and upload it to all the social media you can. Make sure to tag us on our sites and use the hashtag SBRollsVirtual. The goal is to not only have a great time, but to raise the awareness of what this organization is doing. And the more you post, the more exposure they get. And feel free to take pictures of yourselves and everyone with you and post some great photos of your walk. We want to flood social media as much as we can. Now, you have until the end of Sunday night to complete your 5K. However, feel free to keep posting the photos and videos after the event ends too. Okay, that just about covers it. Once again, thanks so much for participating in this event. We truly hope you have fun. Now, before we get started, I have a special treat for you. Boy, it feels so good to say once again, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Leo Welsh.
Leo! Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Woo!
All right, everybody, the time has come. The Walk, Run, Roll 5K for COSBA is finally here. And don't worry, even if you didn't sign up, there are still ways that you can help out. From October 2nd through October 4th, you can still go to runsignup.com/COSBA Walk, Run, Roll 5K, and you can still donate to help us try to raise as much money as possible for this great organization. We've almost hit 10,000. So we hope to get over that by the end of the weekend. So please, by all means, go to that link, go to runsignup.com again, /COSBA Walk, Run, Roll 5K. Donate as much as you can, as little as you can, $1, $5, $100, it does not matter. Anything to help us get to the 10,000 mark, we'd love to get there. We hope you'll help us out. We hope that those of you that have signed up are going to have fun, enjoy the Walk, Run, Roll 5K. We're going to have a great time.
So there's all you need to know about the Central Ohio Spina Bifida Alliance Walk, Run, Roll Virtual 5K. We're at the half here at Bishop. Hartley. Desales is leading the Hawks by the score of 10-0. And this is Hartley Hawks football.
The Central Ohio Spina Bifida Alliance is a nonprofit organization that provides services such as annual fundraisers, helping with medical expenses, vehicle modifications, and much more. This year, they are hosting a virtual 5K, which allows you to do it on your own time, wherever and however you want to. The event is October 2nd through 4th, and 100% of the proceeds will go to the organization, which is completely run by volunteers. Visit StoreOnAir.com and click the link at the top of the page to register. The deadline is September 27th, and everyone who signs up receives a shirt and a goodie bag. COSBA 5K. Catch us if you can.
Gahanna Auto Sales' family-owned and customer-first approach takes the frustration, runaround, and high-pressure sales out of the car buying experience. Let Gahanna Auto Sales earn your business on your next car purchase. Check out their large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs at GahannaAutoSales.com or visit Craig and Kyle in person at 180 Mill Street in Gahanna. Gahanna Auto Sales, how the car buying process should be.
Teamwork. It's what makes high school football great. And it's what makes the Kendall team of RE/MAX Town Center your winning real estate team. Central Ohio is a top-ranked place to live in the nation, and you need to talk to Ron Kendall about the opportunities available now that can put you in a new home. You deserve an upgrade for your family. Let our team help. The Kendall team of RE/MAX Town Center. Find us online at kendallteam.com or at 614-325-6295.
Are you passionate about sports talk and production? Then the Ohio Media School is right for you. Here, you can become a pro in front of the camera and behind the scenes. In 6 months, you'll be trained by the best in play-by-play, talk shows, filming, editing, audio, and more. Join the family by applying today, and you'll be closer to your dream career. For more information, visit beonair.com or call the Columbus campus at 614-655-5250. Ohio Media School. Learn from a pro to be a pro.
10-0 Desales leads at the half. Matt, when we get the second half started, Hartley gets the football. What adjustments do they have to make here?
What? There we go. Nice to have the mic on, isn't it? Hey, no, I think honestly the big thing is, first off, to get the passing game going. I think Peyton Underwood's had some guys open. Got to complete those passes because they are open. And, you know, not saying that's going to be the key on offense, but I think the threat of getting those going, the opportunities are there, get it done. And then keep on plugging away with the run game. I think you're seeing the chances of those big breakout runs, and Desales has done a good job making that one tackle they need, but you don't give up on that. Keep on running.
All right, we'll see if they're able to make those adjustments when the second half gets underway, and that's going to be coming up next. You're listening and watching Hartley Hawks football.
Good eating, good times at TAT.
Chef Jimmy at the TAT, corner of James and Livingston, says, come on down. The TAT's delicious Italian-American specialties are so nicer. And the Corovas are going above and beyond to keep their guests and employees safe. Try this dine-in special, pasta dinner for two, with soup, salad, bread, and dessert, just $29.95. Or this carry-out deal, family pasta dinner for four, with salad, pasta, meatballs, and bread for $27.99. Add a bottle of select wine, and you're out the door with a dinner for four for $35.99. With wine, the dining room's open and safe. But if you're not comfortable dining in, call ahead and order TAT Curbside Carryout. The TAT at the corner of James and Livingston, 614-236-1392, where the Corova family makes you feel welcome like nobody else.
Good eating, good times at TAT.
Bob Boyd Auto Family in Lancaster treats the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. You have high expectations and specific needs when buying a car. Bob Boyd enjoys the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow Bob Boyd Auto to demonstrate their commitment to excellence. They have an experienced sales staff eager to share their knowledge and enthusiasm with you. Browse the inventory from anywhere by going to bobboyd.com. While you're there, schedule a test drive and check out financing options. Come experience the Bob Boyd difference.
Getting set to start the second half here at Bishop Hartley. The Hawks getting the football to get things started. Again, they've had, as Matt just said, before we went to that last break, there have been glimpses, but we haven't seen them put anything together. And again, Matt, if you can put something together on this very first drive, get this to a 3-point game, and then get that defense back on the field, because they've played, for the most part, really well tonight. The guy that they've had the hard time stopping is Jonathan Thompson. They've accounted for almost everybody but him.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, you come in thinking, got to stop Quinn, have to stop Quinn. Done a fairly good job on that. I think a really good job, actually. But, boy, Thompson gets the ball, and he's getting 9 yards here, 14 yards here. He single-handedly pretty much led them to that touchdown before Quinn capped off that last 5 yards. So, yeah, if they can slow him down, I don't know what more Desales has on offense that Hartley hasn't, slowed down or pretty much stopped.
Now, Whit Hobgood, the quarterback, he has made himself more of a threat with the run option. He's run the ball a couple times. He did fumble it the last time he ran it, but what looked like that wasn't even going to be part of the playbook did become that in the second quarter, and you said it at the time. That gave the Hawks more to think about, and, that gives them another dimension.
It does. At the same time, I think maybe that's why you see he doesn't run it very much, maybe not very comfortable running it, because he did take 2 good hits, and the second hit is the one that had him fumble it. So we shall see if they want to keep that in the playbook or not. If not, I continue to go with Quinn and Thompson. But the Hawks defense has done a very nice job holding Desales offense. Not many yards there, not long drives as well. The field goal try, I thought, with keeping him to a field goal was good on that drive, but that last drive, Thompson just got away with 2 good runs, and Quinn capped it off. So, again, big chance here for the Hawks. So you start off the half with the ball. I think you really need to get points on the board, 3 or 7, and find a way to get some momentum back in this game. Get that sideline amped up. They only had 1 real big play on offense and 1 big play on defense, and that was pretty much it. It's been pretty silent.
Well, as we get set to start the second half of this game, let me tell you about Hutta and Price Orthodontics. Dr. Hutta has been serving the area for a long time. Now he's joined by Dr. Price, and one thing that they do is care about their patients. They really do. I can tell you. I'm not just talking like somebody that's not involved. I'm a patient, for crying out loud. So Dr. Hutta, Dr. Price, they do great work there. You can find out about all of their services just by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net. You can also schedule a free consultation right there on the website. Hutta and Price Orthodontics, lovethatsmile.net. So the team's hitting the field, and Trey Saunders going deep. He'll be joined by Richard Kenny as the Stallions are getting set to kick this ball away. J.J. Bachman, he's got a field goal and an extra point. He has squib kicked it the last couple of times. And let's see if he just opts to do that again and get it to one of the up men and not to one of those dangerous speedsters that are deep for the Hartley Hawks. And indeed, it's going to be a bouncing ball. Deshaun Tucker watches it roll to the sidelines and out of bounds. Good judgment there by Tucker. In football, it's funny. There's no true bounce, right? So you've got to make a decision. And if you're wrong, it could be costly.
That was really well done by Tucker. He stood right behind it, so he could pick it up if he needed to, but smartly let that thing roll out to the sideline. Probably saved his team about 15 yards there instead of trying to grab it and take a knee or run a little bit. So not bad field position for the Hartley offense, which, again, needs to get going here.
They do need to get going, and they've got Sumo Kessley lined up in the tailback position. We've seen him run the ball one time, and it was for a first down. And they're going to go to him and let him go up the middle. And he gets hit, but he stays right with it and goes to the 40-yard line, pick up a 5.
Not bad at Dylan Newsom blocking in front of him there. So the Hartley offense right at it, right up the gut. Try to punish that D-line of Desales.
And Marcellus Parker back there, and Niall Johnson is lined up on the wing. And again, there can be a lot of motion. There's always a lot of motion by the Hawks just to try to throw you off. And there goes Trey Saunders in motion. They're going to hand it off instead to Parker, let him go up the middle and push his way all the way to the 43-yard line. That'll leave him about 2 yards shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, nice job by Parker. They put his head down and just pushed forward. 3rd and short here. This is where I think it's Sumo Kessley territory. Give him the ball, and we saw it in the first half. Even if Desales knows it's coming, they weren't able to slow him down from getting 4 or 5 yards. Get in tight and let Sumo do the work.
And they will give it to him. He bounces toward the outside. He got hit. And I don't think they're going to give him the first down. It's going to depend upon the spot of the football. If they put it at the 45-yard line, he's got it. And actually, the official says, yes, he's got it.
Fairly generous spot, maybe. I don't know if he ever got to the 45, but they did give it to him. Wasn't a big fan of Sumo, bouncing it out to the outside because that takes away kind of the power that he has. Seems like just puts his head down. He's going to push forward for 1 or 2, but worked out. First down for the Hawks. Keep this drive alive.
Now, it's certainly not a do-or-die drive for the Hawks, but when you're talking about just trying to get some confidence in the offense.
Yeah, just that mojo going.
Yeah. That's exactly what they've missed. Closest they've come to scoring is a long field goal attempt, and that was blocked. Here comes Sumo to the outside. This is a good tackle at the 45-yard line, and that was Quintel Quinn playing linebacker coming up and making that tackle.
Yeah, put his head down, went for the legs too, which is probably a good play if you're going against Sumo because it's going to be tough to take on from the top. So nice job going for the legs. 2nd and long here. Still everything's open in the playbook. Got that whole wide side on the far side if you want to use that. Use one of those speedsters on the outside here that are lined up at wideout.
Have an official timeout. Looked like maybe an equipment problem there for Desales. Second and 10. Parker the lone setback. Sends Saunders in motion. Handed off on the counter play to Niall Johnson. That doesn't fool any of the Stallions. Johnson will be thrown down after a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, nice job by the Stallions. Just staying home is what they did. With all the motion, they all just pretty much stayed in their spots, wait to see where the action took it. And by the time Johnson had the ball, they were all just waiting right there for him to run it into their arms. So 3rd and 9 here. This is where, again, if you're going to pass the ball, you'd love to see a completion because Underwood's had these guys open. One was dropped. He had to throw a real good ball there, but some of the other ones just been a little bit high, a little bit long. But they've definitely been open. So let's see if they can complete one here on 3rd and 9.
Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, and wants to throw. And that is dropped, and it was another high throw. Trying to bring it in one-handed was Trey Saunders. So, as you said, you described it perfectly. That's another one. It's just off a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that was kind of what ended, and then took it back to the outside toward the sideline. That throw was there, absolutely. Maybe put a little bit more air under it because that was a tough one to grab. Trey tried with one hand. So not exactly the drive for the Hawks that you wanted, but boy, if you can pin him, Desales down deep here, get your defense out on the field, maybe force a turnover. Just still got to get some confidence in that passing game, though, because the Hawks are going to need that by the end of this game for sure.
Ryan Hawk back out in the punting situation here. Down the near sideline it comes. It bounces, stays in bounds, and gets a nice Bishop Hartley roll to the 20-yard line. Looked like it might go out of bounds near the 30-yard line.
Yeah, kind of tiptoe through the kind of tap dance that sideline, I should say, and stayed in bounds to the Hawks and probably saved him 10 yards. I know he probably went to get that one a little deeper, but that'll do. 20-yard line, I should say, 80 yards to go for Desales. That's going to be tough.
That'll be interesting to see what this defense can do against the Stallions again. There's been some great flashes here tonight, and then there have been the biggest mistake that they made to this point was that they jumped offside.
Yeah.
Jumped off sides on a 4th and 3 and gave Desales a first down, which cost them points.
Yeah, absolutely, because here's the thing. It ended up being a fumble, which turned into another fumble. But at least what it did is Desales might have punted that ball back to Hartley, just giving the Hawks the ball on offense in general. So not the biggest mistake this defense has made. If you're Desales here, this is a great chance to make this a 3-score game if you can get down here and score a touchdown. But it's been tough sledding all day long for that offense. So, again, good chance for Hartley to get them 3 and out, get that offense back on the field. You can always get momentum through the defense, That's the other thing, too. It doesn't always have to be through the offense. Defense here can get a 3 and out, big sack, turn the ball over, whatever it may be. Hawks just need something.
Whit Hobson taking the ball, hands it off. Quintel Quinn stopped after a short gain. He got to the 22-yard line. Again, a good job by the Hawks. There's so many times tonight it looks like he's going to hit a hole and go somewhere with the football, and he doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I've just been really impressed by the way they've controlled Quinn. He is tough to take down, but he's gotten to, that 2 yards, and then he's going backward or he's going right to the ground. Done a great job not giving him many yards after contact. Can't say the same for the way Thompson's been running the ball, but with Quinn, Hawks doing a great job.
Takes it again, and this time he's got room. And Sumo Kesley is able to stay with him and drag him down just beyond the 25-yard line.
What an effort by Kesley. It looked like Quinn was actually a yard by him, and Kesley was behind him with one hand, and he dragged him back to the 25-yard line. I thought no way was he going to be able to stop him with one hand, and he found a way to do it. And it's a good thing he did because that was going to be a first down run.
Jonathan Thompson comes in as a running back now with a 3rd down and 4. Again, big play now for the defense because if you can stop this, you can get the ball back with a punt. Hand it off to Thompson, and he comes through with a first down, still breaking tackles. He's all the way to the 43-yard line.
What a 1-2 punch that Desales has. You have Quinn, who is the headliner, but I tell you what, Jonathan Thompson not a bad, side act, is he? Man, that was a 4-yard gain. He turns to 14 simply by just keeping those legs moving, and Hartley just having a tough time bringing him down.
They have no answer for this guy.
None.
He'll take it again, and they hit him, and he breaks through, and he gets across the 50-yard line to the 49. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and short.
He's a taller running back, but he doesn't look overly, big, but he is finding a way to just take that contact and continue to pick up yards. This defense got to find a way to bring him down, because if not, they're going to make this easy for Desales marching down the field.
Yeah, and you were right. If they can make this a 3-score game, they're going to feel great about themselves the way their defense has played against the Hawks offense.
And the way they're running the ball, they're just taking that the clock as well, so this is big.
Quinn, he's going to get the first down as he's still on his feet inside the 45.
Yeah, that's what Quinn is really good at right there. Then we talk about the yards after contact. Hartley had done a really good job with that one. He did a nice job spinning a couple times, driving the legs. Found a way to make that 2-yard gain, 5 or 6. And boy, this is the exact kind of drive Desales wanted right here. A nice long plodding drive on the ground. Let that clock run. And if they can cash it in with the score, they're going to be really happy. So Hawks got to stand tall here. Try to stop them right around here where it makes it tough for even Desales to think about a field goal.
Quinn takes it, little delay, and he steps right up the middle, and he's got room, and he's all the way inside the 5-yard line to the end zone for the touchdown.
What a drive. Is there a flag, though? I'm wondering. There is a flag.
And we'll get the announcement here.
Number 1 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Jordan Johnson, the wide receiver, trying to set a block. Gets called for the hold.
Well, I mean, boy, that's good news for the Hawks because obviously not only did they take away a touchdown, but gives you a chance to stop this team before they get too many yards and get back in field goal range. But, boy, I mean, the way they're running the ball with Quinn and Thompson right now, there's so much confidence on this Desales offense, on the offensive line, and obviously with both those backs. Don't blame Coach Wiggins and his staff for just continuing to hand the ball off to one of those two and letting them go to work.
Nasir Phillips is now in the backfield. They'll hand him the ball on a 1st down and 3, and he's got the 1st down inside the 30 to the 29.
Little change up there for the Stallions, probably trying to give Thompson and Quintel Quinn a blow. They've been working hard this drive. And yet again, give it to another back. He gets the 1st down.
And Phillips, he's much different. 5'6", 185 pounds.
Yeah, he looks it. You know, you have Thompson, who's about 6'1", 6'2" out there. Quinn's obviously a little wider, big body. And then, boy, Phillips, the tiny guy out there, it looks like.
Cuts it back inside, and he is run down. Good tackle there by the Hawks. And that was Deontay Hubbard on the tackle.
And again, this is the part of the field where if Hartley can find a way to stop him right here, you leave the Desales with a tough decision to kick a field goal or punt it. I think regardless, you're just everything you want to do here is just keep the Desales from getting a touchdown here, making it a 3-score game. Field goal doesn't hurt you too bad, but you cannot afford to give up a touchdown and feel good about trying to get 3 scores with time left in this game.
2nd down and 9. Hand it off to Quinn. And he is brought down. He just ran into a crowd there and couldn't ever come out of it.
Yeah, did a really nice job there. Defensive line, and linebackers gang tackled him right there. And now here's that 3rd and long territory here. Desales with 2 downs to pick up these yards, so doesn't necessarily have to be a run or a pass. So they have options. Big play here, though, for the defense.
Huge play. 3rd down and 8. Hobson wants to throw. Drops back, still backpedaling. It's all the way back at the 40-yard line. Now he's going to unleash it down the middle of the field, and that falls incomplete.
Well, first off, dangerous throw because no one was open, and I think he knew that. Didn't want to throw it away for some reason. But secondly, he took quite the hit from Daniel Tucson, and you can see him kind of walk that one off. A little surprised the Desales decided to throw the long ball there, though. I thought they might try to run it with Thompson specifically, see if he might be able to pick up 3, 4, 5 yards, make a field goal attempt a little bit easier, or maybe go for it on 4th down. And now you're subjecting yourself to a really long field goal if you decide to do that.
That's what they are going to attempt, is the field goal. Ball is going to be kicked from the 34-yard line. That'll make it a 44-yard kick. Here's the kick, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. From 44 yards out, Bachman makes it a 13-0 game.
That is impressive. Made that with about a couple yards to spare, and boy, I always say in Division 3, 4, 5, heck, any high school football, you have a kicker that can make a 40-plus yarder. It is quite a weapon for you, and for Desales, that's big because now you make it a 2-touchdown game for Hartley to take the lead. Not necessarily outside of the realm of possibility by any means for Hartley to do that, but makes it just a little bit tougher.
Does make it tougher, no question about it, as the Hawks are now down 13-10 with 4:19 remaining in the 3rd quarter. This is Hartley Hawks football.
Teamwork. It's what makes high school football great. And it's what makes the Kendall team of RE/MAX Town Center your winning real estate team. Central Ohio is a top-ranked place to live in the nation, and you need to talk to Ron Kendall about the opportunities available now that can put you in a new home. You deserve an upgrade for your family. Let our team help. The Kendall team of RE/MAX Town Center. Find us online at kendallteam.com or at 614-325-6295.
Bob Boyd Auto Family in Lancaster treats the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. You have high expectations and specific needs when buying a car. Bob Boyd enjoys the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow Bob Boyd Auto to demonstrate their commitment to excellence. They have an experienced sales staff eager to share their knowledge and enthusiasm with you. Browse the inventory from anywhere by going to bobboyd.com. While you're there, schedule a test drive and check out financing options. Come experience the Bob Boyd difference.
13-0, Desales on top of Hartley CCL championship game here. These two teams going to the playoffs, and Desales will be the number 1 seed in the region, and the Hawks will be the number 2 seed. Both will have a bye week next week. And probably will both be looking to find somebody to play against and not have a full week off, right?
You would think, right? Yeah, I don't know if you want to take a full week off in high school football. It's not ideal. Want to get these guys still playing out there. But maybe after a game like this, little bruising game, maybe you wouldn't mind the week off. We'll see.
J.J. Bachman just hit a 44-yard field goal. And now he's kicking off. And that squib kick easily goes out of bounds, untouched.
It almost looked like he meant to do that, but it just kind of on a straight line out of bounds. But whatever.
So they'll put it at the 35. And for the Hawks, this drive is imperative.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty from the out of bounds spot. First down.
It's imperative to get some points here for the Hawks.
Yeah, absolutely. The offense got 1 first down to that last drive and then got kind of stalled right there. Big chance here to get some points, and not only points, he needs 7.
Underwood takes it, hands it off to Trey Saunders. Saunders is going to get to the 41-yard line, still on his feet, and his teammates push him forward. That turns out to be a nice gain.
It's a great gain, exactly. That's the thing. You get 7-8 yards on first down, really opens up the playbook. Desales has done a really good job, though, on keeping those jet sweep, those toss plays from getting big yardage. Most of the run yards that have come from Hartley have come between the tackle. And those are tougher to get the big chunk plays, so good job of the Stallions.
Gain is 7 on that last play. Underwood fakes a handoff. He wants to throw over the middle, and Saunders makes that catch, and he stays on his feet. He's inside the 40 to the 39-yard line.
Well, got good news and bad news. Good news, it's great to see a pass completed, get some momentum. The bad news, there was a flag because the outside receiver took a step forward and wasn't set, and the ref saw that immediately. Going to call illegal motion. But, boy, as bad as that part of it is with the flag, you're just happy to see a pass caught just to get some confidence in Underwood in this passing game. You know it's there. Now let's do it without the penalty.
Yeah. Well said.
Illegal shift on the offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
And that's where Underwood just has to wait for his receiver to get set. I think he saw that he was getting there, but he wasn't fully set yet. So sophomore mistake, but again, it's only a 5-yard penalty. It doesn't take you out of this drive by any means.
Second down and 8 play here. They hand it off. Niall Johnson thought he might have room on the right side. Stallions quickly closed that off. Gain of 1.
Yeah, those kind of counter plays haven't worked real well today. Desales has been prepared for those. They've just done a good job of kind of standing their ground, not really making it a big push to get back behind the line of scrimmage instead of waiting for the runners to just get to them, and they've just been a white wall right there.
Third down and 6. They line up 3 men behind the quarterback. Fake the handoff, and they want to throw down the middle of the field. Trey Saunders is able to make the catch, and he gets inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, there you go. That's the kind of pass play that the Hartley Hawks are dangerous in. Trey Saunders is going to get behind whoever the defensive back is. It's a matter of getting the ball to him, and that ball was even a little bit underthrown, but it was still a good ball that he was able to catch. And there's your big play that the Hartley offense needed.
Underwood connects. And that is for big yardage. They've got the ball at the 19-yard line now. 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Underwood, the long snap count. And Sumo Kesley upended after a gain of 2.
Don't mind the play call, though. Put the big package in. Now get those speedsters after one playoff. Catch their breath, and now here you go. It's 4-down territory inside this part of the field when you're down by 13 points. So 3 downs to get 8 yards. As quick as these guys are, this is still enough room for them to get by the defender and float one up into the corner of the end zone if need be.
Clock turning down to 1:45 remaining here in the third quarter. 13-0. Desales enjoying the lead. Hartley threatening for the first time tonight. They will pitch it to Marcellus Parker. Cuts it back inside, and he is inside the 10-yard line. Down to the 9. Should have a first down.
And that he does. First time in the red zone. Hartley doing a nice job of blocking that one, and that one is strictly all about the blocking. Parker obviously doing his good job of falling forward, but he had 5 yards before he's even touched. So nice job blocking on the outside, on the short side. Now you have first and goal. Bring the big package back in, see if they can knock out half this yardage on first down.
Good job by Marcellus Parker. He's so smart with the football. He's got good vision. You can see it on that run.
Yeah, the blocking was to the outside. He then cuts it back inside when he notices the outside. Just didn't have as much yardage as going inside and getting that first down.
Dylan Newsom lined up in the fullback position now. Going to pitch it to Parker, and he's got some room. Barrels forward, and will get to about the 3. Picks up 6.
Really well done by Parker. Got the ball. There was a hole there because of the blocking, but nice job putting his head down and picking up another 2 or 3. And each one of these yards are important when you're down this close to the end zone. I wouldn't be surprised if they just run the same play again.
Sherrod Bowen is in the backfield now, too. They hand it off to Parker, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, how good was that drive by the Hawks? What a response after Desales goes down and gets to 3, making it 13-0. This was a must-score drive, and they do exactly that. Do it through the air, do it through the ground. Got the crowd into it, got the sideline back into it. It's a one-score game regardless if this PAT is good or not, and that's exactly what the Hawks needed.
Marcellus Parker, nice job running once they got down there into the end zone after the big pass from Peyton Underwood to Trey Saunders to set all of that up. Ryan Hawk with the extra point attempt, and per the norm, it is good. 31 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, and the Hartley Hawks are on the board, trailing by 6. So now look back at that last drive by Desales and that touchdown that got called back. It's important right now.
It's massive is what it is. Instead of this being a 2-score game, still a 1-score game. The Hartley defense has played a great game. There's no doubt in my mind they can pull off another stop here and the offense get back on the field. And here's the thing, not only was that a great drive by the Hartley offense, pretty quick drive too. That didn't take 8-9 minutes off the clock. That's a whole other quarter to play, so there's plenty of time for the score to flip-flop a few times here. So just everything you wanted for the Hartley offense happened on that drive. Quick score, little confidence through the air, and a way to bounce back after their own penalty that they had after that pass play got called back. 2 plays later, they go deep and get a big connection. But it should be, though. CCL title, it's got to come down to the end, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it does. And, now if you're Desales, this is the first time all night that you've been threatened. And now you've got to go out there and try to get some more points on the board. Quintel Quinn is deep.
It's a very socially distant small crowd, but making plenty of noise right now.
So let's see what Hawk does with this kick. He's going to launch it. Quintel Quinn will take it at the 2. He drops it, has to pick it back up and run it from the 3. It's across the 10, breaks a tackle. There's a flag on the play, and he's down at the 29.
Got to think that one's going to be a block in the back of some sort. So wherever that ends up, it's coming back.
It's going to be a hold on the receiving team.
Holding on the return team, number 12. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So another break for the Hawks as Mateo Kua gets caught with a hold on special teams. Every mistake will be magnified from here on out.
100%. This is where, in the first game where I think we saw combined like 6 turnovers, whatever it might have been, because couldn't hold on to the ball. This is where turnovers are going to be massive. DeSales really needs to hold on to the ball. Hartley force a turnover would be huge here. If I'm Hartley, my big thing is finding a way to take down Thompson.
Well, he's got the ball, and he is on his feet and is drugged down. But again, would look like it would be a 2-yard gain. Turns out to be a 6-yard gain.
It just seems like such a chore that when he gets the ball, I think if you're a Hartley fan, you're just holding your breath, wishing and hoping that they can bring him down. It's tough.
It is tough, no question about it. And the third quarter comes to an end. So DeSales had built a 13-0 lead. The Hawks have now cut into it, and they are trailing after 3 quarters, 13-7. Fourth quarter is coming up next. This is Hartley Hawks football.
Good eating, good times at TAT.
Chef Jimmy at the TAT, corner of James and Livingston, says, come on down. The TAT's delicious Italian-American specialties are so nicer. And the Carovas are going above and beyond to keep their guests and employees safe. Try this dine-in special, pasta dinner for 2, with soup, salad, bread, and dessert, just $29.95. Or this carry-out deal, family pasta dinner for 4, with salad, pasta, meatballs, and bread for $27.99. Add a bottle of select wine, and you're out the door with a dinner for 4 for $35.99. With wine, the dining room's open and safe. But if you're not comfortable dining in, call ahead and order TAT curbside carry-out. The TAT at the corner of James and Livingston, 614-236-1392, where the Corova family makes you feel welcome like nobody else.
Good eating, good times at TAT.
Are you passionate about sports talk and production? Then the Ohio Media School is right for you. Here, you can become a pro in front of the camera and behind the scenes. In 6 months, you'll be trained by the best in play-by-play, talk shows, filming, editing, audio, and more. Join the family by applying today, and you'll be closer to your dream career. For more information, visit beonair.com or call the Columbus campus at 614-655-5250. Ohio Media School. Learn from a pro to be a pro.
Getting set to start the fourth quarter here at Bishop Hartley. The Hawks are down 13-7 to DeSales. And as we start the fourth quarter, we'll tell you about Hutter and Price Orthodontics. They have been doing orthodontics in this area for a long time. There are a lot of services that they have, and to find out what they do and how well they do it, all you have to do is go to their website at lovethatsmile.net. Dr. Hutter, Dr. Price, they care about their patients, and they do a great job with everything that they do. So check them out. Hutter and Price Orthodontics, lovethatsmile.net. It is 2nd down and 4 for the Stallions of DeSales. Jonathan Thompson got 6 yards on that first run of this drive. And Thompson stays in as the running back here. And he has been a problem for the Hawks throughout the course of the game. So as DeSales needs yardage, they may lean on him.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, Quinn is, the guy that you think is going to be the one to lead this team in the run game, but Thompson is a guy that's given the Hawks all kinds of trouble. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. In the fourth quarter, they lean on him to get that tough yardage. He is finding a way to break every tackle, get some contact, and keeps those legs moving. He's not getting 2-yard gains. He's getting, 6 or 7-yard gains, and that is a problem. The Hawks obviously need to find a way to stop that if they want to close this game out at all.
Well, the bigger problem is he's getting hit after 2 yards.
Yeah,
then he's getting a 7-yard gain. And it's something to watch, to be honest with you, because there's just something about it, Matt, where it doesn't look natural. There's some guys you hit them high and they keep on powering. You can go, okay, I see why that happened.
Exactly.
This guy, every time he takes the ball, you're going, how did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like there are 2 guys right there to grab him, and then he's just sliding through tackles. I don't know what it is. But it is impressive, and again, I wouldn't be surprised to see DeSales kind of lean on him. I know you want to go through your senior and Quinn, but Thompson's getting the job done.
You got to go with what gets you there in a game like this. And Thompson fumbles the football, and Hobgood dives on it and makes sure that DeSales maintains possession, but they lose about 3 yards on that. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Hobgood went to give it to Thompson, and I don't think Thompson was ready for it by any means because he just ran right by the ball. Hawks almost had a chance to grab one, but Hobgood, Johnny on the spot, and grabbed it. Well, boy, here you go, 3rd and long. Great chance for the Hartley defense to get a big stop here. It's definitely a passing down, and the passing game hasn't been great for Desales, so we'll see if they even opt to pass or maybe do a delayed handoff.
Quinn is back in the game. Thompson is checked out, actually. We'll bring a man in motion. Hobgood's going to throw. Rolls out. Looking downfield. Now he's going to tuck it away. Slides at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, here's the thing. He slid, and because it's where you start your slide, he's actually going to be short. I think if he dives forward there, he probably still avoids hit and probably gets the first down, but I understand quarterback doesn't want to get hit, but when you're going for a first down, that slide is maybe not the way to go.
Good coverage downfield by the Hawks. We've seen that all night.
Yeah, great coverage. That's the thing. He rolls out, buys some more time, but he's buying time because he has nowhere to throw the ball. And so, yeah, a smart decision on his part to put his head down and run for it. But again, you got to get that first down. You can't slide.
Wallace Stilling with the punt, and this is a short one. And it goes out of bounds, and the Hawks are going to start inside of Desales territory.
Yeah, this kick was well inside the 40 when it crossed.
Yeah, they're going to put it at the 37-yard line.
That is such a break for Hartley. The last time there was a punt from Desales, it was a boomer. Went about 40, 50 yards. This one might have gone 14. So, boy, how the tables have turned here. Hartley with all the mojo that they got on offense, used it on defense to get a 3 and out, and now they get great field position to not only tie this game up, but take the lead. Impressive. But exactly what you expect in a game like this.
First down and 10 for Peyton Underwood. And he pitches it back. Sumo Kesley trying the left side. And getting inside the 35-yard line.
That's about a 2-yard play that turned into a 5-yard play, all because of the second effort by Kesley. You know, I know he doesn't play much because of his injury, but boy, when he's in there, he is such a playmaker.
Yeah, you see what they're doing with him. They have him come in, run the ball one time, get him right back out of the game, and get Marcellus Parker in there.
Yeah, that's a guy you want to manage because you're definitely going to want him in the playoffs as Sumo Kesley. So I don't blame them for, they want to win this game, but they also want to hold him for the rest of the year.
Underwood hands it off, and it is Parker inside the 30-yard line. Going to leave him with about a 3rd down and 1.
And that's another reason why you can manage Sumo's snaps, because you have guys like Marcellus Parker who can take another one there and also trust to get you to the tough yardage. And speaking of tough yardage, here's another one, 3rd and 1. Got to think, you're running that same play just right up the gut. Make this Desales defensive line stop you from getting the 1 yard.
Sherrod Bowens, Dylan Newsom both in there, and they hand it off to Parker. And he lunges forward to the 26-yard line. He's got the first down.
Just like clockwork. I mean, and the thing is, you have not only that O-line in front of Parker, but you have 2 blockers in front of him. Good luck trying to stop them from getting 1 yard in that first down. So here it is. Hartley's got the ball, got all the momentum. Every play in your playbook is wide open here. Desales obviously on their heels. This defense got to be getting a little tired because this is a lot of just running right up your throat here.
Well, we give them a different look with a shotgun formation. Fake the handoff and throw the ball. It's knocked down. Incomplete pass.
And that's a nice job by the defensive lineman, putting his hands up right in the passing lane. And probably a good thing he did, too, because Trey Saunders was on a slant, and pretty likely he's going to catch that ball and pick up another first down. But I like the play call. First down throws are rare with this Hartley offense, but better play by the defensive lineman.
So they go 2nd and 10. Johnson, the tailback, takes the pitch. Comes near side, and he is only going to get to the 25-yard line.
So it's going to set up 3rd and long here, and 3rd and very long, 9 yards here. Let's see what Hartley decides to do. Obviously, the passing game has started to really get going. Got that whole wide side of the field, though, with all their speed. Maybe this is the time they can finally get some big chunk yardage on one of those plays. No matter what, though, this is a drive you want to see end with points. You got that great field position. Don't want it to stop here.
They've got Trey Saunders lined up alongside the quarterback in the shotgun. They hand it off to Trey, and he needs to find some room, but he can't find it.
Yeah, not a lot of room to work with going to the short side there with Trey. It was blocked fairly well, but again, just not a lot of room. Did pick up some yardage, but this is going to make it a tough fourth down play.
That sure is. Under 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. They've got to get down to the 17.
Got to think this is the passing down here.
Peyton Underwood fakes the handoff and he throws toward the end zone. He's got him in, and that is picked off as Jonathan Thompson runs underneath it and steals that one away. And Desales will get the football at the 20-yard line.
So, here's the thing with that play. Obviously, you'd love the touchdown. The interception is not the worst thing in the world either. I mean, Desales actually lost about 3 yards in field position there by picking it off. So that's one of those plays where it's, hey, throw it out there, let your guy catch it. If he misses it, interception, it's fine. You're trusting your defense here. But boy, Underwood had time to throw. Good job by the offensive line to give him a chance. But Jonathan Thompson, he's a playmaker, and that's what he continues to do in this game is make big plays.
Now Desales wants to put together another long drive and burn off as much time as they can of the 7.5 minutes that remains in the fourth quarter. Quintel Quinn gets some running room on the left side, and up that sideline he goes before being shoved out of bounds. He's got the first down by a lot.
Yeah, that's a nice job. Bounce it out to the outside, and there was no one out there until Hartley defender pushes them out of bounds. Getting 19 yards on that first down play is huge.
Now, again, the Hawks have got to shut this down. They can't afford to give up points here.
And not only that, even if they don't get points here and they, burn off 5 minutes of the clock, you don't want that either.
Good with a handoff. And not any room this time, only to the 41-yard line.
Good job by the Hartley defenders there, not buying any of that action. Getting Quinn and getting him down early. And this would be a massive down right here because, you love when Desales is in third and long. That's where they've had their most trouble is in those third and long distances because that forces Hopgood to pass. And he's had some highlights, but normally he's had struggles trying to find an open receiver.
Struggles just, buying time. And Quinn gets caught in the backfield and he shakes off the tackle and he winds up with a first down and he's into Hartley territory all the way to the 44-yard line.
Great linebacker blitz, but then you see the greatness of Quintel Quinn where he has a guy who's wrapping him up top. He shakes him off and then goes and gets the first down. Oh, man, you're going to see that in tape. Or you're going to see that in film, I should say, and you're just going to be sick to your stomach when you know you had him wrapped up for a 3-yard loss, and instead he gets a big gainer and a first down on what was a perfect call on the defense.
Richard Kenny almost lined up offsides. He got back in time, and here goes Thompson, and through the middle he comes, all the way down to the 10-yard line. He's dropped at about the 7.
And just like that, the Sales starting to gash that Hartley defense. Quinn with a 19-yard run to start off the drive, then another big run, and then a third big run, this one by Thompson. And, one too long ago there at the 20-yard line. Now they're inside the 10.
Yeah, they are executing just the way they want to here on this drive.
And probably a good timeout here by Brad Birchfield just to calm his defense down. If you can hold him to a field goal, that could be massive. Only because with 6 minutes or so left, that's enough time to still get down the field, onside kick it, and then get a field goal for a win. But giving up a touchdown is going to make the road really tough.
Yeah, it certainly will, because then you're going to be put in a situation where you're going to have to throw the ball. You're going to have to go quick strike, try to get big yardage and a touchdown, and then you're going to have to get the ball back and do it again.
Yep, and you're only doing it with 2 timeouts now that you've used one here. So, again, I don't mind the timeout here just to calm down this defense because, the last 2 plays, we're just making it way too easy for the Desales offense.
Well, this Desales offense, and give them credit. I mean, they've come up with the plays. Their running backs, Thompson, we've talked about all night. On this drive, Quintel Quinn has come up with some of his best runs of the night.
Yeah, we talked about the yards after contact, and most of the night it's been Thompson that have been doing it. But Quinn on this one specifically after that blitz, shaking off the defender and finding a way to get big yardage. That's an individual effort, but all by him.
So it is first down and goal from the 7-yard line. Handed off to Quinn, and he is going to be stacked up at the 5.
And this is where if you're Hartley, obviously you're trying to rip that ball out and force a turnover here, but at the same time make sure you get him down. Don't spend so much time ripping the ball out and find him turning his legs inside the end zone.
Hobgood hands it off. Quinn is hit, and he is brought down at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, that's well done. That blitz kind of blew up that play. Quinn had to bounce to the outside. Hartley defenders were there. I'm kind of surprised Desales snapped the ball so quickly there, frankly. You have a 40-second play clock, and we don't have numbers out here. There's no play clock, but I know they probably snapped that within 20. I thought they'd kind of wait for the back judge to put 5 up. Because you're leaving Hartley a lot of time here if you end up with a field goal, actually.
Good hands it off, or didn't hand it off. He kept it himself, and he lunges forward to the 2-yard line.
So interesting decision here. Do you go for it with the knowledge that if you don't get it, you leave Hartley the ball within the 5-yard line here? Or do you try to kick a field goal?
No, they're not kicking. Or do you try to draw the offsides here and whatever? You got 2 yards.
Well, looks like Coach Wiggins is going to think about it. He's up by the official, ready to call timeout. Let that play clock run all the way down first before he makes that decision. I can go either way here. I mean, the problem with the field goal is that if you miss it, that's a big miss.
Well, it would be hard to think they would miss it. They hit a 44-yarder earlier in the half.
Exactly.
Desales, first charge timeout.
But it's high school.
Right.
I mean, we see it in college, so
you're absolutely right.
You never know. It's a very, very interesting decision.
Yeah, Desales stops the clock with 4:12 to go here in the fourth quarter, leading by 6 at the moment. The ball is at the 2-yard line, 4th down and goal.
Another thing to keep in mind, if they do kick a field goal and do happen to miss it or get it blocked or anything like that, the ball comes out to the 20, which is different than in other sports or in other levels of football. We'll come all the way back to the 20, so the Hawks wouldn't get stuck where the ball is placed or where it is right now. Whereas, again, if they just go for it on 4th down and don't make it, they'll get the ball wherever it's left.
Yeah, you're right. So they get it at maybe the 1 or the 2 instead of at the 20-yard line.
So we'll see.
Well, it's going to be interesting. This is a huge momentum play either way. Desales is either going to be flying high because they have, again, a 2-touchdown lead, or the Hawks are going to be feeling it because they stopped this play.
And Coach Wiggins is going to trust that offense, it looks like.
Can't say I blame him with a guy like Quintel Quinn in the backfield.
And then he calls timeout again.
Yeah. Maybe didn't trust him as much as you thought he did.
Desales, second charge timeout.
Oh, boy.
So they want to come out, and now they're going to kick the field goal. So they burn 2 timeouts and then decide to kick the field goal.
I don't get that, honestly.
Yeah, that's a head scratcher.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I mean they didn't even really line up either. They just ran out there and he's calling timeout again.
Right. Maybe it's like they were going back and he said, "Nah, you know what? Forget what I just said."
Yeah, exactly.
Timeout. Let's just kick this thing. Go up 16-7.
Bob, your quickie thoughts on the Lightning win the Stanley Cup?
I was in the Tampa region when they won it too, which was even worse. Even worse.
I'm sure it was.
Heard about it a lot, tell you that.
I'm sure.
J.J. Bachman's going to try to make this a 9-point game. Well, and you mentioned it. So many things can happen here. It's got to be a good snap, good hold. Nathaniel Wallace Dilling is the holder. Everything is done properly, and the kick is good. So there are 4 minutes and 8 seconds left. The Hartley Hawks have 2 timeouts, and they are down by 9.
Well, if there's one thing you know about Hartley, that they can't score quickly, that's the first thing. And then the second thing is their propensity to do an onside kick, and they've done a fairly good job of recovering them through the years. So this game is not over by any means. And holding them to a field goal is massive there, just for the fact that you do come down here and get yourself a touchdown. You only need a field goal to take the lead here. So options.
Yes, indeed. Plenty of them. Time is going to be a factor here, and maybe that Hawks passing game that we saw a little bit of on that last drive, and we've seen the opportunities to get going. Maybe they'll be able to click a little bit here in these final 4 minutes and 8 seconds.
What I think is going to be interesting, too, is obviously Desales is thinking that same thing. Protect the pass and let them get behind you, but that only opens up the underneath game. So, maybe when you see Kinney and Saunders going deep, maybe you dump one off 5-6 yards to, a guy like Johnson and let him kind of scatter around and see what he can get. Clock's going to stop after the first down, so it doesn't have to be 20 or 25. It only needs to be 10 or 15.
Niall Johnson, you mentioned him. It's not been a routine night for him. He's really struggled. You go back to the game at Desales 3 weeks ago. He struggled in that one too.
Yeah, they just do a really good job at controlling the outside runs. And whether it's linebackers like a guy like Thompson, who you can see how versatile he is on offense, he's just as good on defense. He's quick, and they've just done a really good job of managing outside the tackle. All the Hawks' best runs have been inside the tackle for sure.
Well, one thing we do know is in 2 weeks, the Hawks will be right back here playing at home in their first playoff game. As a matter of fact, the way it sets up, if they continue to win, they could play 3 home games in the playoffs, which would be huge.
Yeah, exactly. Normally in the playoffs, after the first round, you're on neutral fields. It's nice to always play at your home field. So that's a really nice perk. And you don't want to look too far down the line when it comes to the playoffs, obviously, ever. But these two teams could very well match up for a third time for a region championship. So that's why this game means so much, not just for the CCL, but just to have that mental edge if you happen to meet up 4 or 5 weeks from now.
4:08, that's what remains. Will it be another squib kick here for Desales?
It's a different formation for the Hawks downfield.
The high bouncer. And Hartley will take it. And trying to come to the near side. Richard Kenny keeps looking for blockers, and he doesn't get any of those blockers. And steps out of bounds. Where are they going to mark this? 30-yard line?
Yep. Well, they definitely changed it up. They had Kenny up a little further just waiting for that squib, and I think that ball just took one extra bounce than they needed to really get some momentum.
But even with that being said, they are at the 30-yard line. They are in the shotgun. Niall Johnson is the running back there to the side of Peyton Underwood. And Underwood wants to throw. And he pump fakes, and he goes down the middle, and he's got a man, and that's Marcellus Parker with the catch. Parker inside the 30, inside the 20, takes a hit, stays on his feet, and then is dropped inside the 10 at the 9-yard line.
Peyton Underwood is a sophomore, made a senior-type throw right there. That was not an easy throw. Parker was not exactly open. That was right over his shoulder in stride. Come off the field, man. You deserve it. That was a heck of a run after the catch as well. And we talked about that big play. What a throw, what a catch, what a run after it.
Sumo Kesley checks into the backfield now. They have 3 men stacked, and they hand it to Sumo. And he goes over the left side, and he'll pick up a couple.
Yeah, the faster Hartley can score here, the better. It leaves them with 2 timeouts. So obviously they're very much in this thing if they can find a way to score, especially outside of 2 minutes.
Down to 3:06. Hand it off to Sumo again, puts his head down, goes up the middle, and is going to power his way down to the 3-yard line.
I mean, here's the thing. I just re-rack the same play, make the sale stop you.
And they'll hand it to him again, but there is a flag on the play. And there was a false start on the offense. Well,
dead ball. False start. Number 75 on the offense. Third down.
Well, sometimes that happens. You start to go so quickly. And you just don't get set.
Absolutely. And now here you go, 3rd and goal. You've got at the 8 or 9 yard line here. You got to think you're passing the ball here. Clock is running. I'm not sure if they're aware of that, but the clock is running, so they need to get this in. Because again, Hawks only have 2 timeouts, so they will be able to get the ball back if they can get a stop, but they need to score here.
Going to hand it off. And running toward the right side and finding the way into the end zone, the Hawks. And it's Richard Kenny.
Wow.
Richard Kenny's front.
That was a play that didn't look like it was going to get to the end zone because Desales had it covered, and all of a sudden Kenny makes a move to the outside. The Desales defender guessed the wrong way, went inside, and then at the goal line, does a somersault and crosses, and just like that, Hartley gets the quick score they need. Big extra point here, but wow, what an individual effort by Richard Kenny there.
Got the touchdown on the 3rd down and goal from the 8-yard line. Ryan Hawk tries to add this extra point, and that is up and good. And it is a 2-point game with 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter.
Well, you know what Hartley's got to do here. I mean, obviously, you got to get a stop. I don't think you have to onside kick, but we'll see if they decide to. You have 2 timeouts, so you can obviously get the ball back with a little bit more than a minute to go. And all you'll need is a field goal. And obviously with the high school timing rules, that clock's going to stop after 1st down. So, we'll see what Brad Burchell decides to do. The problem with the onside kick is you just leave such a short field for Desales that even if they do go 3 and out, they're kicking it deep, and you got to go 90 yards. So, decisions. That's why I don't get paid anything for this.
Well put. Now we'll see what that decision is. Last week they did execute an onside kick against Bishop Watterson on the final kick of the game. 2 minutes, 11 seconds to go. Desales looking at the possibility of the onside kick. Quintel Quinn is standing inside his 15-yard line.
And Desales calls timeout. Interesting.
It's their final timeout.
And I say it's interesting because I don't think Hartley showed anything there. You know, if you were trying to figure out if they were going to kick it onside or kick it deep, Ryan Hawk hadn't even put the ball in the tee yet. So, I understand wanting to talk to your team after you see the formation, but they didn't show it yet.
Well, you and I were talking about this off the air before the game, and, that onside kick they did last week against Watterson, one can argue whether or not it was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But there are times you want to go through that kind of stuff in a game situation. You can do it in practice all the time, and you do it in practice against your own guys.
Mm-hmm. There's not the same intensity or urgency there where there is right now.
And what they do is they try to kick it in the air on the right side and let Richard Kenny run underneath it. So if they're going to do that, Richard Kenny is lined up right where they want him to be. Again, Desales is expecting it. And here comes Hawk. And he is going to kick it right to Desales. And it is the short kick. So they had the hands team up there, and they're able to make the play. Braden John Jr. playing on special teams, catching that football.
And again, the thing about kicking it short here is that obviously with 2 timeouts, got to get the 3 and out regardless of where Hartley kicked it. But if they do get the 3 and out here, Desales was able to punt this ball a lot deeper into Hartley territory. But first things first, forget about that. They got to get the 3 and out here and make some big stops here on defense.
Or maybe even force a turnover.
That'd be even better.
Whit Hobgood hands it off to Quintel Quinn. And Quinn is stopped. And he is stopped after a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, Brad Birchford's going to hold that timeout for the next 2 plays. As a fan watching, I'm always an advocate of holding that timeout just like this too, especially when the play was as quick as that one.
Look for them to hand it off to Quinn again. And they do. He comes left side, breaks through, and he's got the first down and will step out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, staying in bounds is what he wanted to do there, but most importantly, and I think the Desales fans wouldn't mind the fact that he got the first down. That was the most important thing. And that was just a nice effort by him. There was a nice gap on the right side. He found the hole, and then the rest of it was all speed. And Hartley just defensively wasn't aligned right to make that stop.
First down and 10. Hartley with 2 timeouts will start taking them after this play. Handed off to Quinn. He is hit and thrown forward for a 2-yard gain. Apparently won't take a timeout after that play.
Well, it's all mathematical now. I mean, if the Desales gets 1 more first down, that will be the game. With these 2 timeouts, Hartley still has a chance to get the ball back. But boy, it's going to be tough to get down the field like this.
Yep.
We shall see.
It is going to be tight. There's no doubt. Hobgood hands it off. Quinn will be stopped at the 30. And the timeout is called. 42.5 seconds left.
Timeout, Hartley. Second charge timeout.
Well, if you're Ryan Wiggins, what you're preaching to your team is whether it's Quinn or Thompson, whoever carries that ball, hold on to it. If you're Hartley, as much as you want to make sure you rip that ball out and try to force a fumble, if it's at the risk of the begin, giving the guy the first down, get him down, call that timeout, and leave it up to 4th down. With this offense, you never know. If they can get the ball back, maybe they can get in field goal range. So, got to give yourself a chance. Get them down before that first down marker.
Right now, Desales would be looking at a 47-yard field goal attempt. Saw 44 earlier in the game.
And he had a couple yards to spare on that one, too. So it's a dicey proposition to do at this part of the game, but you never know.
Now, and as you said, if they get the 5 yards here, then it's game over regardless. Quinn bounces to the outside. Now he tries to cut it back inside. He'll be taken down at the 28.
Well, the Hawks did their job. They got it to 4th down. I think this is probably too far for a field goal attempt for Desales. I think you got to maybe pooch kick it, if anything, and make this as hard as possible for Hartley to get down the field. But you see why it was such a big deal to give them that first down in this drive, simply because it knocked off 40 seconds off the clock that they clearly could have used on offense. But you left yourself an opportunity here if you can stop them on 4th down, or well, I don't really know what Desales is going to do here. It's that tough range, you know. I would think the smart, prudent play would be pooch kicking. Even if you put it into the end zone, you waste more clock, and you pushing 9 yards down the field. But I could see them just maybe trying to run the ball and get the first down and win this game.
Looks like that's going to be the option. They're 4 yards short. And, well, they're trying to draw them off sides, too. Remember, they did that earlier.
They did. Desales does not have a timeout here either.
And they hand it off to Quinn, and he is tripped up and brought down.
Well, boy, not only is that a big play by the Hartley defense, but that was quick. I mean, that only took 2 seconds.
Gerard Bowens, great job on the tackle. And the Hawks have themselves 33.8 seconds to try to get into field goal range and kick a field goal. No timeouts.
No timeouts. Clock will stop after a first down, which means if you throw the ball, it needs to be by the sticks, so you got to get out of bounds as soon as possible. But here's the thing. They have the speed guys to make this happen, and they have a quarterback that's getting more confident with every game, with every throw.
Underwood looking to throw over the middle, and he's got his man who got hit and dropped the ball.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough catch. He's literally getting hit as he was trying to catch that ball, but that's where you want to throw it, past the sticks. That would have been about 10, 15 yards. Can run up there and spike it immediately, but I mean, Ryan Hawk's got a good leg, so you probably need about, oh boy, it's been a while since I've done math, Bob. 40 maybe about 50 yards is about where you want to get to.
I'm laughing so hard because I'm thinking, man, I hope he comes up with it. I don't feel like doing it. Here's the throw, and that is incomplete. Trey Saunders is the man that it was intended for. Was not a great throw.
It wasn't a great throw, and here's the thing. He's got a little time in the pocket. If he wants to just tick off a second and maybe look for another read. Here's the thing. Desales is giving Hartley those 10 yards to catch the ball. I don't know if Trey was the guy to throw it to there, but there were some other guys on the right side.
Yeah, it's almost like they found some success up the middle, and now he's just looking up the middle.
Yeah, exactly. I don't be afraid to look to the other side of the field where there might be a better chance.
Bring Saunders in motion, fake the handoff. Now they're going to try to throw it to Richard Kenny, and that was not only read well by Desales, but it's a fourth down coming up. The ball was in the middle of the field, and the Hawks are quickly running out of time. Taking too much time here. They're down to 10 seconds.
This has got to be the Hail Mary.
Yeah, this is the last play. And there it goes, down the far sideline, and this ball is going to be caught.
No time left on the clock.
Inbounds, the catch is made, and Desales is going to hang on and win this game and sweep the season series against the Hartley Hawks. In doing so, they win the CCL championship for 2020.
Well, what a game. I mean, that's what you expect with these two teams. It's going to come down to the end, and it surely did. Both defenses played great, and Desales did just enough to get the job done. It comes down to 2 points. Well-fought game by both sides, and again, I would not be surprised one bit if we see Hartley Desales round 3 come November in the playoffs, and what a game that'll be.
Yeah, what a game. But Desales, they've got the bragging rights for the regular season as they sweep the Hawks. Final score tonight, 16-14. We'll come back with our Mojo Sports Gear player of the game as we continue. You're listening and watching. You're listening to and you're watching. I got to get this down at some point. I mean, the regular season's over. I'm still screwing it up. I can tell you this. This is Hartley Hawks football.
Chef Jimmy at the TAT, corner of James and Livingston, says, come on down. The TAT's delicious Italian-American specialties are so nice-a. And the Carovas are going above and beyond to keep their guests and employees safe. Try this dine-in special, pasta dinner for 2, with soup, salad, bread, and dessert, just $29.95. Or this carry-out deal, family pasta dinner for 4, with salad, pasta, meatballs, and bread for $27.99. Add a bottle of select wine, and you're out the door with a dinner for 4 for $35.99. With wine, the dining room's open and safe. But if you're not comfortable dining in, call ahead and order TAT Curbside Carryout. The TAT at the corner of James and Livingston, 614-236-1392, where the Corova family makes you feel welcome like nobody else.
Good eating, good times at TAT.
Bob Boyd Auto Family in Lancaster treats the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. You have high expectations and specific needs when buying a car. Bob Boyd enjoys the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow Bob Boyd Auto to demonstrate their commitment to excellence. They have an experienced sales staff eager to share their knowledge and enthusiasm with you. Browse the inventory from anywhere by going to bobboyd.com. While you're there, schedule a test drive and check out financing options. Come experience the Bob Boyd difference.
Well, Desales wins tonight, 16-14, the final score. It's time now for our player of the game, presented by Mojo Sports Gear. For all your custom apparel needs, give Mojo Sports Gear a call at 614-864-6656 or visit their website at mojosportsgear.com. And Matt, our Hartley player of the game here tonight, I don't think there's any question. Again, Marcellus Parker, he had a touchdown. He had the long reception that set up the late touchdown, and he played great defensively.
Yeah, I mean, he was great as a linebacker. He really kept Quinto Quinn at bay for most of the game. And that's what you expect from a senior, in a game like this, to step up big like he did. And I know that's a down bunch of Hawks right now, but I hope guys like Marcellus and those captains make sure they get in their faces and understand there's a lot of season left. Normally the playoffs are only 5 weeks, but this year it's a very extended playoff. So if they do take the week off, which I'm not exactly sure if they're going to play a scrimmage game or something like that next week, just make sure they're ready to go on the 13th. Or what day is it? 16th. There we go. The 16th. Make sure they're ready to go because that's when the playoffs begin, and they need to refocus and get ramped up because there's a lot of football left to be played.
Yeah, they will have the bye week next week. The game that will be played that determines who will face Bishop Hartley, Mount Orab Western Brown, who is the 15th seed, and the Plains Athens, who is the 18th seed, will go head-to-head. The winner of that game will come here to Jack Ryan Field to take on the Hartley Hawks. And as we told you earlier, the way the playoffs are set up this year, the Hawks could play as many as 3 home playoff games, taking it all the way to the regional championship before they have to go play somewhere else.
Exactly, and that's where they could likely face the Desales Stallions team, which is the 1 seed on the top side of the bracket. So I don't think the Hawks care which team they play. I know Joe Burrow doesn't play for Athens anymore, so the Hawks should be ready for either one of them. They'll be a hungry team after this loss. But again, time to get back into the film room, see what you got wrong, and then get ready to play a good team and get ready for the playoffs. All the goals they won after they lost this one are still alive out there. Regional championship and another state championship. They're all still out there.
Yes, they are. And take a look into that post-game huddle. And as you said, they feel down about this game. They know they had an opportunity. They've had opportunities in both of these games against Desales and came up short in each one. But there could be a third meeting before it is all said and done. And if there is, that third meeting would certainly be for all the marbles.
What a CCL season it's been already, though, hasn't it? I mean, Waterson obviously had a great year, and those games were close with Desales after the games were close. So I expect all 3 of these CCL teams to do well in the playoffs. But congrats to Desales. Great CCL victory for the Hawks again. Pick those heads up because there's a lot of football to be played. Playoffs begin in 2 weeks.
All right, that's going to do it from Jack Ryan Field. Once again, it is DeSales sweeping the season series against the Hawks. For Matt Barnes, I'm Bob McElligott saying good night. Again, the final score, DeSales 16 and Hartley 14. The playoffs will start 2 weeks from tonight.
This has been Hartley Hawks football. Tonight, Auto family, come experience the Bob Boyd difference. Huda and Price Orthodontics. Love that smile. And TAT, Columbus's oldest Italian restaurant. Tune in all season long for Hartley Hawks football.